Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. I am your host, Michael Karvelis, and this is Daily Dive. It is Monday, November 24th, 2025. It is NLL week, and this show begins now. Okay, folks, we want to let you know that we are streaming via the airwaves of North American Talk Radio on YouTube. Be sure to comment, and I will try to read them on the show as they happen. On today's awesome show, for the record, we're going to get into, first we're going to do my third ranked team. Of course, today, number 3, tomorrow's number 2, Wednesday, number 1. Thursday, I give my playoff prediction. Friday, I give my championship prediction. But you're going to get to our top 3 regular season standings. We're going to talk to Brad Ledwith, our guest today, about NLL trading cards, coaching, the Seals. Oh, and the Mighty Oaks lacrosse documentary that's coming out, which he is the executive producer of. Should be very fun. We'll also play a trailer before he comes on the show. And of course, I'll get to a theory I have, and I feel like it's not totally far-fetched on the Philadelphia Wings, not just the future of their team and franchise, but of some star players on the roster. Interesting. Stay tuned for that. We want to let you know the show is presented by the ticketing platform at natalkradio.com. Head over there now and get your event tickets for less. Just type in your favorite National Lacrosse League team, and there you can help us out. It's resale tickets through Vivid Seats, but it gives us credits, natalkradio.com. So I will start off and do a shorter segment now because our guest is waiting in the background here. We're going to start off with my third-ranked team. Again, yes, Friday I talked about Oshawa being 12-6. We know that so far Buffalo, Vancouver, and Saskatchewan are left. Bingo. I've got the Rush, and you're like, wait, third place, and 14-4. Now, I'm not going to reveal how I feel that Vancouver and Buffalo finish, but I've got a 14-4 record. I think the Rush, staying put together is a very big deal. I think I trust this team on the road. If Siciliano can even be close to what he was last year, they'll be good again. I'm expecting some more breakout performances from Levi Anderson and others. I'm expecting a camaraderie, good coaching, and I just remember, I like to do the psychoanalysis thing. I really shouldn't, but I remember at the end, remember the game 3 last year when the Rush got torn apart in the second half? It was like, what? It felt like, is this over? Like, this is how it ends? A team that fought all year, and this is what happens to them? I couldn't believe it. And Jimmy Quinlan, I want to say Frank Siciliano, TSN showed a shot of them just sitting there so pissed off. They weren't even sad. They were pissed off. They knew they fell short. And I know Buffalo was a great roster. I know three-peat, dynasty, all of it. They felt it was their championship. I think from that moment on, they were hell-bent. It's happening this year. I'm not going to say I'm predicting them yes or no to win the finals. I'm saying Saskatchewan, there's a lot to be said about believing who you are and working harder than everybody else and being talented. Sometimes the most talented teams will not win, but sometimes if you have enough talent and the work ethic everybody in the league and every sports league has great work ethic. Some guys are just a touch more. They are locked in more. They are focused on their craft more. Instead of going out and partying or going out in the town, they're locked in, finding out couldn't they pick up a loose ball? Why couldn't they score over and over again until it makes them bleed sweat? I think that's what Team of Saskatchewan Rush is. I'm excited for it. They have no issues about goalies or anything. And even if I do believe that Siciliano was not the goalie of the year, I still believe in him to be consistent and as steady as a rock. All right? tomorrow I'll unveil the number 2 team. When we come back, though, we're going to talk to Brad Ledwith, who's an executive producer of the Mighty Oaks. What is the Mighty Oaks? We'll also talk trading cards, which I'm a big fan of, especially like on Twitter. They love me. And the San Diego Seals. And after the break, we'll play the Mighty Oaks trailer. So stay tuned for that shortly after the MyBookie commercial. You're watching Daily Dive, folks. We'll be right back.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Our whole entire life has been lacrosse, lacrosse, lacrosse.
This is the best thing ever.
4 years of starting.
It's crazy that it's just ending.
Being able to win a championship at the end of the year, that's what everybody plays for. It'd be awesome for those seniors, man.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Adversity is actually the opportunity for you to really see what you're made of.
Very rarely do you get an opportunity to beat Goliath.
If we win a championship, like everything that we did previously is just canceled out.
Whether they win or lose, I love him and I'm there for him.
Honestly, if it wasn't for the Live Oak sports community, we'd be in real bad shape.
I want to do this for my coaches, my team, my brothers.
Acorns on me, acorns on 3. 1, 2, 3, acorns!
The brothers that we have right here, right now, this is who we're going to fight for. This is who we battle with.
It's cool to see a future.
Let's go!
The program has a life now.
You have to believe in that. Do you guys believe in that? Let's go! You believe in that?
Oh, I tell you what, man, I'm fired up. I'm fired up right now. How are you, sir? Brad Ledwith, everybody.
I just got to make sure I get the Mighty Oaks in the, in the picture here.
Yes. Brad.
Thank you for showing that trailer, Michael. I tell you, it's people have, when they see that trailer, the biggest response is always chills because we all know what that feels like.
Well, I mean, I'll put it this way. I wish I knew what it was like to be on a team and win something, but I trust you. Dude, so I want to let you know that, I mean, obviously the first 5 seconds, whatever. If you want to see the actual full trailer, just like that, but it's in its HD entirety, I put a link to it in the description.
Thank
for
you.
those watching, for the record. You are executive producer of the Mighty Oaks. You are an NLL card collector. I couldn't add Seals family where that was supposed to be on the graphic as well.
I like your T-shirt today. Good job.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I tried to like buy some of these shirts before Fanatics got rid of them. So, yeah, Acorn Lax. That is a great thing.
Hey, Kai, what's up, buddy?
Arrows. What kind of rivalry am I missing there? Anyways, tell us about the Mighty Oaks. According to, by the way, the website, themightyoaksmovie.com, it's a 104-minute documentary chronicling the rise of lacrosse in Morgan Hill and the community that was born from it. Can you expand on that, sir, and all of it?
Well, I can tell you that lacrosse was not anywhere near the front of my mind when I had twin boys back in 2005. My firstborn is named Nolan Ryan, and I was a baseball guy through and through, born and raised in San Diego, California. My story is probably no different than tons and tons of volunteers across the country. And that's what we did. We created a movie to show a community coming together. And the focus point is lacrosse. And these kids never knew anything about lacrosse. We're in Northern California. We've never had a program of any substance that was anything. I figured, oh, you know what I'll do is I'll just go on YouTube and I'll start this program. And I just it can't be that hard.
Right.
And my kids loved it, and we sucked. We were terrible. For about 3 years, we never won a game. We got blown out. And but the kids just had a great time. We had so much fun, and they stayed together. And the story, the documentary, shows from kind of the 10, 11, 12-year-old learning the game and understanding just to have fun, and then competing all the way through to try to win a championship in their senior year in high school.
That's so cool. Kai, I love the comparison here. Like he said he was named Kyrie because his dad wanted him to play basketball, which I did not. I figured there's some connection there. But I do love that you mentioned the Nolan Ryan thing. What is it that you and your kids have, and don't give it all away because the documentary is obviously going to come out December 9th, by the way, I believe. So I have that written down. Tell us about what you and your children have learned about lacrosse, though, if you can tease that a little bit.
As I have said many times, the best part about a layperson who's never really played is the 5 sports we all love. You know, it's combined all together. The contact of football, the accuracy of baseball, the fitness level of soccer, the moving without the ball of basketball, and, you know, and looking at, you know, trying to move without the ball like basketball. You know, you're seeing what Pat Spencer's doing in the NBA.
Yes.
It's an amazing story, right? To go from lacrosse to the NBA.
And a meaningful role player, yeah.
Yeah. And when I go and talk to people about lacrosse, they truly are very intrigued. And then when they see it, it's just unreal because they don't understand the physicality, but the skill level that these kids are getting at is just amazing. So the long and short of the answer is I love the sport. I love indoor. I love sixes. I love box. I love the outdoor game. I love the PLL version. I love it all.
It's hard not to love. And I'll admit, it's harder for me to watch the field version, but the more and more I appreciate box, the more and more you do appreciate the others. Like, it just depends on what your forte is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to assume you're still coaching, right? Even if is it still your kids?
Well, it's interesting. I have 2 that are in college now.
Oh, wow.
They're still playing. One's at UCLA, one's at Concordia Irvine. And then
wow.
I have a 14-year-old who's still playing. But you have to remember, Michael, I can coach 5 and 6-year-olds because they don't know that I don't know anything. But once they get good enough to know how the game works, it's hard to coach those folks. Like, I can coach JV.
Right.
I can coach 4 and 5, 6, 7-year-olds. And my time right now has truly been watching my 14-year-old, and is also trying to promote this movie amongst everybody. I hope everybody goes out and pre-orders on Apple TV. You're going to love it. You're going to love it.
I love that. That is a great shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
That is what brand is that? Is that like, what's the cat? Is like, what is
I
it?
got a little Callaway, a little golf.
Okay.
You know,
there you go.
We golf 345 days a year out here in California. So
the other 20 you're playing lacrosse.
That's right.
I love it. Now let's dabble now. And again, the MightyOaksMovie.com. Let's dabble now and step away from that and talk about trading cards in the
Sure.
NFL. I do have some of mine right here. Everyone has, I guess, caught wind that I recently sold a one. Let's go! Is that Wesley Berg? A couple of West Bergs over there? Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! There's, speaking of Captain Clutch, we got an Andrew Q. Westberg's pretty clutch as well. But I recently sold like a one-of-one John Donville. Not sure how I got a hold of that until someone showed me. What are some of the best cards you've pulled personally? What are some of like the best lacrosse cards you've seen?
Well, I'm trying to shift gears from my movie to the cards.
I'm saying.
It's it's one of those things. Like I told you, I'm a baseball guy. I grew up collecting and trading baseball cards.
Right.
And now my kids are into lacrosse. So I'm like, wait, there's lacrosse cards. So
now
I started ripping them. I had fun. And my friend over at TFL, because I've got a couple of these here too. These ones. That's a Lyle Thompson and a Zed Williams Hayes card.
Heck
as well
yeah.
as the 75. To answer your question, I think that lacrosse cards are on fire because we just haven't had a lot of them. If you go to www.laxcardarchive.com, you can see they've truly archived and tried to make sure that every single card that's ever been printed is in a database. So it's really fun to go back and see. And now what I've done is I just tried to really focus my collection on the San Diego Seals. Been a season ticket holder since the first day. And I just love collecting the Seals, whether it be Wes Berg, whether it be DeCiccio, whether it be Trevor Baptiste. I just love collecting.
I just pulled up these Westberg and Chris Wrigley areas. That was kind of cool. So
there you go. And you can see that on those, I think those are base cards, but if you look at the side, there's a little color match.
Those are color matches. That's what I thought they were. Okay.
No,
cool.
those are base cards, but if
okay.
you get the color match, it has the purple on the side of them. So, which is
okay,
actually, I have a color match here of Ian McKay, so you can see how the orange there.
See, yeah, Colorado, like this Colorado is like the red.
Perfect.
Going.
Yeah, that's a color
That's
match.
what I thought. Okay, cool.
By the way, all of us card collectors were really scared the way you opened up that 1 of 1. You kind of threw it around like it was not very valuable. Just so you know, there's not very many of those.
There's not very many. Oh Lord. Well, I'm glad people did finally watch the unboxing. It took them long enough. So let's talk about this thing. I know we've like strayed away from the Mighty Oaks here, but there was a tweet that I made. I believe there was like a Brandon O'Neill card that was sold for $5,000, and when I said something to the community or one guy who was selling it, kind of caught heat for it. Question for you, because I know like something is as valuable as whoever pays for it, but I know that like other like NBA and NFL cards, you can buy a box luckily for $50 and try to get like a decent like small box. Now it's gotten so stupidly just overvalued. It's like you can't even have fun with it anymore. So what do you say to someone like me who's like, let's not do that to the NL cards yet? Like we haven't even gotten that far. That was my thing with that.
Well, the hard part is that, you know, you can't control markets, right? So if people have money and they want it, they're going to spend whatever they want.
That's true.
Now, the fun part about the TFL cards, and I actually have the whole base set of the color match, which is 100 cards.
Whoa!
They get two cards. You get 2 cards in just about every pack when you open up the TFL cards. The NLL Leaf cards, which are the 2 competing. Those were a little pricier, but those are like really exclusive to the certain players, and you know they had 101s and cards and 3 of 3s and so forth, but they were really exclusive. So you have a card collector, if you're just trying to get into the game, you can buy singles, you can buy packs, but I think that there's lots of value out there in collecting the things you love.
Yeah, of course.
So the hard part is there's a lot of junk out there in the football and baseball and basketball.
Yes.
In lacrosse, there hasn't been any junk yet. So
Fair.
The PLL collectibles, the TFL, and the Leaf, they're all good, high-quality cards.
Yeah, shout out to the PLL who kind of like started doing their own cards, and that's been kind of fun. I got a Field Generals, what's his name, Paul Rabel, that I'm kind of happy. Just a fun little insert. So let's now talk about let's get to the San Diego Seals. I know that was how I first found you, before I knew about the cards, before I knew about the awesome Mighty Oaks, which again, themightyoaksmovie.com for the record. But I had known you as a San Diego Seals fan, and we just get to a couple of stories. First of all, I noticed that Trevor Baptiste, I believe, is in the documentary.
He is.
How much have you been involved with him? Because I wanted to circle back. That was pretty cool. I was, hello, Trevor Baptiste.
Yeah. The best part about as you may or may not know, the best part about lacrosse professionals is they're really accessible.
Yes.
So whether they're on social media or through the team, you can get a hold of them. And what I always said was, I don't know anything about lacrosse, but I can call these pros. And Mikey Schlosser, a former San Diego SEAL and Water Dog and Denver Outlaw, he came to help us. He lives in Sacramento. He came down, drove down, and he helped us with the Mighty Oaks. So what I guess I'm saying is, whether it's the SEALs or the outdoor, these pros love to grow the game. They love giving back. And I've never seen it in any other sport.
Correct.
Where they're always trying to give back. So my SEALs come from me growing up in San Diego. And if you've ever been a San Diego fan, we've never won anything.
Yeah. Chargers
moved. The Chargers moved.
Right. Yes.
The Padres have never won a World Series.
And they were so good every regular season, man. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, when the SEALs came to town, I said, Josiah, I have to win a championship. So your little start to here with the Saskatchewan Rush, I was a little disappointed because, our goalie for the longest time was Frank Scigliano.
Correct.
And I thought that he was going to take us to the promised land and bring home a trophy, but it didn't work. So I'm hoping on Chris Origlieri to make it happen. And, coming back from firefighting school and with Cam Holding retiring, that defense, we're going to have to see what happens.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to get to Origlieri real quick. Just quick point on your accessibility of the players. I don't know if you've ever heard me say this, but I've said it a couple times on the show. It's bittersweet that I came into lacrosse media when I did, because I do think, much like their accessibility to play with kids and stuff, it's almost like they're more willing to come on I call it like a BS amateur show like this, because there's nothing happening in the sport. It's not gigantic as it should be. It's not popular. So they're not millionaires. Not saying they still won't be good guys, but every other sport is saturated with millionaires that can do better things with their time than help us, me, little measly Brad Ledwith and Michael Karvelis, you know what I'm saying? So it's awesome that a Trevor Baptiste, who looking back 20 years from now, I was like, oh, that was a freaking awesome player, but he helped me out because lacrosse wasn't super awesome yet. Love that. Yeah. Back to Origlieri, by the way. So the last, report we saw was from Dawson Nielsen that he is back from firefighter school. I like O-Rig. Do you think he can take the next step this season?
It was so interesting. Last season, the first 2 or 3 games, we're like, wait a second, this isn't the O-Rigs that we thought.
Yeah.
He's so athletic in the goal.
Yes.
To me, he's so close to winning a championship. And I'm hoping that with Patty and Brody creating a team that they're going to put a great product on the field. I mean,
they always are competitive.
These guys are NLL brains, and they truly know who is the best players on the team. And it's obviously going to matter from the goalie standpoint. If we get hot, I mean, you saw Matt Vince last year. I mean, the guy just was a wall.
Turns it on, yep.
So, if we get something like that from Chris Origlieri and some of the other defensive guys that step up, I'm hoping we need a championship.
That's right. Now, have you just because I'm curious, I think Zach Currier, and you think of just like Shohei Ohtani's of the world, like Zach Currier is so good on everything that he does. Like his stat lines are like, if there was an actual NLL fantasy, if there was a video game, you want Zach Currier no matter what you're doing. How cool is seeing that guy in person? Because that's got to be electric what he does everywhere. It's like, oh, it's 77. Oh, it's 70. How cool is that?
Well, a shout out to NLLstats.com, because I go and
Grant
look
Perro,
on
yep.
Zach Currier, and I'm like, wait a second. He only had 2 goals, but he dominated ground balls. I mean, the ground ball guy, Lucy's, I guess is what we call him in the indoor game. But when you watch him in person or on the game every night, you realize how much impact he has on the team, and it's just in the right place at the right time all the time. It's just so much fun to watch him. Yeah. I will also say that we met him after a game, and my son, who's 14 now, was probably 12, 13. And he said, hey, are you going to get a hat trick tomorrow? Because it was a back-to-back night. And he goes, no. He goes, I'm not the guy that's going to get a hat trick. And it was just refreshing to know that there's a role player that realizes, hey, my job on this team is to get loosies, pass the ball to Westberg, and play some defense and truly be the kind of guy that is a transition guy, but also it's hard to put into words how great he is on the field.
Yes. He's like a glue guy. He's a unicorn, like anything. Yeah. But it's funny he says, I'm not the guy to get a hat trick. I guarantee you, watch him pop up with a hat trick or two this year, just because.
I don't know. We'd have to go to LL stats. I don't know how many he's had, but it's almost like he could go 3 for 3 and have a hat trick. Like he's not out there like Jeff Teat, being the offense. He is truly the glue that holds everything together.
That's right. So before I let you go, I want to ask you one more thing about the Mighty Oaks. If you could have one just hurrah and one more sign off to get people to really buy or watch, stream, whatever this movie, what would it be?
All right. I always tell everybody the same thing, Michael, and thank you for having me on. If you like documentaries, you'll like this movie. If you like sports documentaries, like I just watched sports documentaries, you'll love this movie.
Right.
All of your fans that are listening to you, I'm sure, are lacrosse people. Every single lacrosse person that's going to watch this movie will probably think it should win an Oscar.
Oh.
And I say that from the fact that you understand lacrosse. So I have a sports movie, a sports documentary about kids coming of age, dealing with hardships, coming together as a team through a community that we started from scratch. My situation is no different than everybody else's, Michael. This has happened all over the United States, and how to grow a community through sports.
That's right.
And let it be the creator's game with lacrosse. I'm just so happy. I hope everybody sees it. Please go order it. The pre-orders drive the on Apple TV. They drive all the sales and the algorithms. So if you can pre-sell it, I appreciate it. It's $9.99 on Apple TV right now. Amazon Prime December 9th. And all of your YouTubes and YouTubies and all that other stuff that people end up getting it on, it'll be on there as well.
I love that. Well, we're excited for it. I know on December 9th, I'll be sharing it on my social medias, as I'm sure you will as well. But thank you, sir. I hope even if, I'm sure it'll be successful, but even if not, I hope the reception you receive, it kind of validates the story, at least in your mind. I hope that you feel good no matter what happens, but I'm hoping it's obviously a great success regardless.
Well, I have huge goals, Michael, and that's the one thing that, as long as every single lacrosse person buys the movie, it'll be successful.
Hey, you got it. We on the right show to do it, man. But I appreciate you, Brad, for your time.
Thank you so much.
Go Seals. Go Acorns. And you, sir, enjoy the rest of your day, sir.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Brad Ledwith, once again, the Mighty Oaks movie.com. Follow him at Brad Ledwith, BradLedwith. And he also sells cards on YouTube. Good, you can't do that. He sells NLL cards on eBay. I had to refresh the brain there a little bit. That was fun though. Coming up next, folks, you're gonna like this. We are going to do a Philadelphia Wings segment of sorts. And also how it relates to Jack Hanna and what the Desert Dogs posted or didn't post, but really a lot of people saw it. We're going to break it all down next. You're watching Daily Dive.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
We're so back. This is Daily Dive on November 24th, 2025. It's a Monday. Hope you are having a great day. Even if you're watching the replay, that's awesome too. We did our first marathon this past weekend on Saturday, so that was fun. I know I've been posting the different clips as much as I can, but and reels on Instagram at Daily Dive LAX. But it was fun to have a new idea. Courtesy of a friend. I won't say his name right here if he doesn't want me to, but this friend was like, hey, you want more visibility options? And of course, I thought as a way for fans to, instead of clicking on 5 different full shows, watch it all in one marathon. Great. We're going to do it again every Saturday, this Saturday as well. So to start your day, that'll be kind of awesome. Interesting conversation before I get to my Philadelphia Wings thing here. So someone was wondering about the way that all these restructures and re-signings had worked. He said, is this an effect of the new CBA? Dane Smith signed a 3-year deal after signing a 5-year deal like 1 year ago. Do you know if there are extensions on top of these deals? Blah, blah, blah. So I quoted that by saying, in my opinion, it's a lot of handshake deals. And I kind of got that because Steve told via the Loose Mesh podcast on YouTube, said, was just frustrated about teams announcing like random 3-year deals for rookies just to cut them a week later. Like, what kind of social media nonsense is this? So Scott Loeffler, let me make sure I'm getting this correct here. Scott Loeffler then was replying to that saying something along the lines of there were no handshake deals. They had to basically redo Dane's deal because of the new CBA. And then I asked him, I hope this is all making sense, probably not, but I asked him, why do teams still announce 3-year deals for late round rookies and then cut them? He has just responded moments ago, because of the rookie wage scale now, which is the first 3 years, similar to the NHL's entry-level deals. But again, like, I don't understand, like, why is your social media team, including Buffalo's, what makes them say, hey, we signed this 5th-round pick to a 2-year deal, and you cut him? Like, that literally is the opposite of signing a guy to a 2-year deal. Unless he broke some off-the-field rule or some team rule, there's no reason why your social media department, and this goes for any team, should do that. So slight little rant from me. I'm good at those. Oh, and for the record, again, before we get to this Wings topic, there has been no NLL merch, and I promise you guys tomorrow, if the show begins and there's no league merch, as Brett Food promised, I'm going to be very upset. Okay? So be prepared tomorrow. All right. Let's do it. Where were we, darling? So, the Philadelphia Wings, we know, after I had reported, everyone called me foolish, and now everyone, the fans and the media are all in consensus all of a sudden that, yeah, the Philadelphia Wings are being funded by Joe Tsai this year. Now, who could have seen that coming? Unbelievable. But Joe Tsai funds the team. I don't know if that means he runs it. I assume he doesn't. I mean, 2 teams is good enough. Like, even the Las Vegas Desert Dogs, we know Steve Nash and Dustin Johnson are a part of it, but Joe Tsai is kind of the one giving his own money. Like, I don't think Steve Nash is putting as much money into the Desert Dogs as Josiah. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling I'm right about that. But the Wings might suck. And most, like, their win total on Coolbet Canada is 6. And that's generous, in case the polar bear would like to know my thoughts on that. Now, I'm going to mention that and then say this. There is a Jack Hanna situation in Las Vegas that was very weird. And I'm going to check Twitter again to make sure this team is not, and you're going to see how it relates to the Wings in a little bit. They still have not updated this. So, last night at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, the Las Vegas Desert Dogs posted this update on Jack Hanna. And it reads, the Desert Dogs are currently engaged in contract negotiations with Jack Hanna. As one of the franchise's premier players, Jack has been an integral part of our team's identity and success. We are committed to doing everything possible to reach a mutual agreement that will see him return for the 2025-26 season. We appreciate the support of our fans as we work through this process. That, of course, is on the scene, is on the screen right now. Yeah, the Wings might suck. I'm sorry. Anyways, so here's my thing, folks. Let's go back to the Wings for a minute, all right? Knowing and assuming and predicting all of us are that the Philadelphia Wings could be 1-7 or 2-10, whatever it is, at the trade deadline. They've got 2 players that are very intriguing. Because let's just say, the Wings are going to fold, and I'm going to touch that in a little bit as well. Let's say the Wings are going to fold, and let's say they suck, and players want out, as they follow in Dr. Mitch DeSnew and Sir Mitch Jones's footsteps here. Pat Gregoire has been kind of, based on his analysis and he's an NLL commentator of sorts, and Pat Gregoire's recently said on OTCB, Captain America, they could have another Captain America in Toronto. And I said it the other day as well. I feel like it'd be really cool to have, Josh Jowick's awesome, but he ain't Joe Rez. The Rock would get richer, and Jamie Dowick would keep on cooking and dealing and doing what he does. But who is the other guy in Philadelphia? Can anyone remind me the better version of Jack Hanna? Brandon O'Neill? Well, let's think about this for a moment, okay? If the Wings are in trouble, and we know that the coaching and the owners will know that before anybody, is there a weird scenario? And again, I'm not predicting this. I'm not reporting this. I'm just simply saying this could be an interesting thing to look at. Obviously, Joe Rez to Toronto could be fun. I've speculated maybe Joe Rez to San Diego, even though he wouldn't want to move out of Buffalo. Who wouldn't want to give Patrick Merrill, another veteran, with just another opportunity to fall short in the playoffs? Who wouldn't want that? I'm not wearing the shirt. But Brandon O'Neill, if Jack Hanna does get traded to Colorado like he wants to be, can the Dogs bring in Brandon O'Neill? I'm just curious. Because Brandon O'Neill is a better version of Jack Hanna. Jack Hanna might be really awesome right now, because he is. And Brandon O'Neill has a 20 times higher ceiling. Jack Hanna is a freak athlete. Brandon O'Neill is a gigantic freak athlete. Brandon O'Neill has a bigger frame, which works better in box lacrosse. It just wouldn't surprise me. So I'm putting my hat in this. I'm putting my take in this jar of takes right here before everyone else does. I would not be surprised if Brandon O'Neill goes to Las Vegas. And so I was like, yeah, we brought in Mitch Jones and Chase Fraser and Chris Kluche. And we somehow, if we do lose Jack Hanna, how do we replace our franchise young phenom with a guy who's better. It'd be crazy. But here's the scenario where that does not work. I don't know what happens to the Wings, but I have a very interesting feeling. Joe Tsai renting them for a year can only make sense for one reason. If the NLL is almost convinced that a local buyer or a buyer from somebody else is going to buy them. Joe Tsai is an investor. He has no business and no interest. I know the Wings are one of the original teams. I get it. But if the Wings, the Wings should have folded. And everyone knows that. But Joe Tsai bought them a year because they might relocate anyways. And I've said it before, the absolute best case scenario is if some Philadelphia owner says, hey, don't play in that new building, but come play over here on the suburbs or something. The reality is they relocate to one of those hot markets everyone talks about, like Charlotte or Edmonton or God knows what it is. I don't think the Wings, I think they're going to keep their franchise. The question is how. No one knows the answer to the how, but we know that it feels like, again, Joe Tsai's an investor in the league, an investor in lacrosse, an investor in business. He doesn't just buy the Wings for a year without feeling like something could come out of it. I'm also wondering what he got out of the deal, but whatever. CLL says, hypothetically, if the Wings aren't going into the Philadelphia building, which is true, what's the possibility Tsai buys the old building and keeps the Wings in Philly instead of moving to Montreal? Interesting. He already owns the building in Brooklyn, correct? And then that sucked. And the fact that Joe Tsai was on record saying we want a draft pick should be criminal. It's not great for hockey lacrosse, seeing that with Islanders, but he knows how to operate a building. Bigger question is, what is the plan for the property? We don't know. I will put it this way, folks. I think for the betterment of the league, I find it absolutely I find it in poor taste and in bad faith to let one guy have his hand in three teams. I think that is a bad look. But again, if these trades are not going to happen and guys stay put, and let's say Joe Rez goes to the Rock or goes to another contender in the Northeast, you still have to wonder, what about Deacon Knott? What about Nick Damoon, if he still can get a starting job? What about Brandon O'Neill? There's Michael Sowers, if he takes a step this year. There's going to be guys, and I don't think a dispersal draft is where they go. I think the scenario is they get traded if they fold, but I think reality seems like they're going to find a way somewhere, even if it's not in the new building, because Comcast Spectacles is a POS. But whatever, and I can say that because our Comcast internet, kind of the same umbrella there, sucks nowadays, and it used to be awesome. Story for another day. Anyways, that's the show. Again, themightyoaksmovie.com to see the Acorns rise to prominence in their community. That's going to be fun. Pre-order it now. He said it helps with the algorithm on Apple TV. I'm excited. I'm also excited for the NLL season. On tomorrow's show, I will unveil my number 2 team, and we have a very special guest, I believe, tomorrow. So that could be really fun. But big announcement tomorrow. MJG79 says, problem with the NLL being a smaller and growing league, it's going to be hard to find investors. Well, that's my thing, but again, you hope, and I believe it's going to happen, but the question is when. We can hope for smaller lacrosse people. The future of this league is not that, though. The future of the league, if we are going to make it out the dirt here, is going to be, even if we don't go the summer, shout out CLL Chris Fox, even if we don't go the summer, there's got to be a way where the business side of things works. I don't know who has to be fired. I don't know who has to make the decisions on that, or whatever happens, that we're going to make it out. I just don't know what that looks like yet. And again, I think these lacrosse guys have tried it for 40 years, and I'm going to be quite frank, have miserably failed for 40 years. I'm done with the lacrosse people. Like, so many people, like, now, Seneca Nation in Rochester, great. But we have got to be realistic. This league is going to thrive on big-time sponsors and investors who actually care, and not just your local grandpa that loves lacrosse. Like, it's not going to happen. We need bigger, we need better, as Brad Ledwith says. He's got big goals. So do I. Hopefully, so does the NLL. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place. This has been Daily Dive. Pow. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. I am your host, Michael Karvelis, and this is Daily Dive. It is Tuesday, November 25th, 2025, and this show begins now. You are watching this show via the airwaves of North American Talk Radio on YouTube, so I beg you to subscribe before you leave the episode. On today's awesome show, NLL roster cuts, I will react to 3 teams in particular that have stood out just because of what this show's been talking about, among other things. We'll get to our guest, Big Rig Joel Watson, NLL goalie, coach, other things. We'll talk to him about the goalies this upcoming NLL season, his playing career, a finals prediction, and an announcement. That's going to be a packed segment. And, of course, I'll conclude with my second-ranked NLL regular season team. This show is presented by the event tickets tab at the Natter website. Head over to natalkradio.com and click the event tickets tab. And when you get there, type in your favorite or local National Lacrosse League team into the Vivid Seats search bar. Now, it helps us out when you purchase a ticket every single time through there. Also, you can go get merchandise because a lot of teams only have merchandise, the good merchandise, in the brick and mortar, as Brett Fruit calls it. And still, there is no league merchandise. But you know what? I'm not going to do that today. I decided not to. I thought what I did on Twitter was good enough, so we're here. We're good. But yeah, natalkradio.com, click the event tickets tab, and go to the game. It's week 1, baby. Friday. All righty. Let's get into our first segment. That was dumb. Our first segment, I'm going to talk about the NLL roster cuts. I did report yesterday, I think it was yesterday, that Ryan Benesh was released by the Buffalo Bandits. That, according to the NLL transaction wire. Now, that being said, I've been told that it might not be what meets the eye, because this happened. Buffalo Bandits are the first thing I'm going to get to here. Their roster, as you can see on the screen, does not have Ryan Benesh, but has 4 goalies. Like, you could add Joel Watson to the list, and it's like, what is going on in Buffalo? Well, apparently it might be some final cuts manipulation. Nothing bad. Just they want to keep those goalies that they have in place. There is no farm system in the NLL, so basically you can't just protect guys on some random farm team. So you have to do things, and eventually Ryan Benesh might go there, or he might just be old and slow. We don't know. He can still score a couple of goals that Chase Fraser and Chris Kluche leave behind in an offense. We'll have to see. The other one I wanted to get to is the San Diego Seals. Remember that they had reinstated, the league had reinstated Joel, good, that was bad. The league had reinstated Austin Stotts. Holy cow, I'm excited. And so it's like, he's not on the roster, though. And a lot of people were wondering, well, is this like, are we going to go through the due process? Because there's been like a lot of speculation on what is actually going on with this situation. So him not being on the roster is like, oh, we're still waiting. Now, the PR behind this would be crazy if, like, let's say the trade deadline, he is dropped into the fold. Oh, my Lord. That would be wild. But I just thought it was an interesting thing that happened. And the Desert Dogs released Alex Bouquet. I don't know if they released him. I didn't see that officially, but I do know on this roster right here, though, it is only the 18-year-old rookie Caleb Kahn and Landon Kells. So that is something to keep an eye on. Okay, I'm making sure there was nothing else there. But they're like, so you wonder, like I've said, you guys know this, that I thought that Caleb Kahn should start. I think that, yeah, he's 18. I don't want to hurt his feelings by starting him. Guys, if Landon, there's people out there that still believe in Landon Kells, and he might really be good. I know he's had good years other places, not the NLL. But you kept Caleb Kahn, though. You drafted Caleb. I don't see a scenario where Landon Kells starts and then you don't go to Caleb Kahn anyways. Like, you're delaying the inevitable. If Landon Kells starts all year, I'm eating so much crow. But it feels like if things go south with the defense again, because you didn't really build one, I don't know. I like, we're just gonna go to Caleb Kahn. Like, now we can hurt his feelings. I just don't understand that. It's bizarre to me. I thought Bouquet would have for sure been on there. He's not. Bandits got 4. Dogs got 2. All right, cool. Good enough. All right, folks. Reminder, what time is it? Find out this Friday. When you're at the games, etc. But yeah, keep an eye on that. All righty, folks. When we come back, we're bringing in the big guy, Joel Watson, to talk about goalies. We'll get to the Las Vegas thing and ask him his thoughts because he's a goalie. He's been there. Like, would it hurt his feelings to start at 18 years old? We'll have to see. This is Daily Dive. Don't go anywhere. I know you won't.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
What's up, Joel?
How we doing? Thanks for having me.
How are you? Yes, sir. Were you at work right now?
Yeah, just at work. Yeah.
Well, look at this guy taking time out of his day. So we got the bio. He did help me with this, by the way. Some guests do not. He did. Watso, we put force retired NLL goal. Are you retired? Like, I feel like you're gonna, like, if they brought you onto the Desert Dogs, would you join them?
I don't know. My phone's always on, but it would have to be the right situation for sure.
I love that. You're the GM of Whitby Junior A Warriors. We will definitely get to that. Tonawanda Braves Can-Am goalie. You're still doing that?
Yeah, still playing there. I love playing in the Can-Am League, and it keeps me in the game.
That's so cool. And of course, part-time NLL Insider. I love that. Follow him on Twitter, Joel Watson at 92. All right, let's bring you onto the big screen here now and get rid of the bio here. So, sir, let's talk about your playing career, because I was just talking about the Desert Dogs. Like, you've obviously been in that room before. But what is your experience as an NLL goalie like, regardless of like the production on the field or not? What is it like playing in the NLL? Like, explain that to people.
Yeah, I know. It's the best league in the world when you get the opportunity to play in it. And as a goalie, it's a lot different, right? There's only so many spots as a goalie. Everyone forgets there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 on a team, right? So it's a lot harder to make it as a goalie, and the guys that do, there's a lot of talent around the league. So I'm grateful every day for the chances I got to play in that league.
I love that. So when I don't know if you've ever told this story on air. I'm sure you might have told on some podcast, but how did you always want to be a goalie? How did that work out for you? Was it always lacrosse as your first favorite sport? Like, what is the backstory of Joel Watson, the goalie?
Yeah, it's a funny story, actually. It started in, I played lacrosse all the way from 3 years old when you were a kid, and I was a player. And then when you get to, I guess it's called U9 now, or Tyke, that's when rep lacrosse kind of starts, and it gets a little more competitive. And my dad was the coach of the Tyke team, or the paperweight team in Whippy, and he kind of looked at me and goes, "Yeah, you're not fast enough to make the team as a player." So it's like, yeah, hop in the pipes and you'll be on the team. So from there, it's history.
So, like, if I'll put it this way, if you had played another position, not asking what that would be like, what would your playing style be like, you think, if you were not a goalie? Would it be defense?
Oh, I'd be offense for sure. I
really?
Nice, yeah, I got nice
You
hands.
do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got soft mitts.
That's big teddy bears, man. I love that. So let's get to your coaching career now. I believe the GM of the Whitby Warriors. Tell us about what you do now with like this GM and coaching stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm like I said, I started coaching Whitby minor lacrosse, and then kind of made my way up, and I'm now just the general manager of the Whitby Warriors Junior A team in Whitby. I don't actually coach at all. My blood pressure gets too high to be on a bench, so I'm up in the crowd watching, and I'm into the player development, and hopefully that's kind of the one side of lacrosse that I want to get into at the next level.
I'm gonna hurt myself if this is wrong. Has Titan Redlick come through there?
He did, yeah. So
I was right. Okay.
We brought Titan in last summer for the playoff push, and man, that kid's got a bright future. He's a good goalie.
Patrick Ross says Jolie Roseman. Yeah, no, I know it's Titans, like, obviously behind probably Dunkerley and Orglieri, but I got to see Titan in Montana. That's pretty good. And I know he was making the social media rounds too with you guys with this recent run. He was pretty good.
Yeah, no, like he was a stud in Ontario, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's back in Ontario this summer with someone, or he's making a run with his minors team, because he's a really good goalie.
Question, and then we'll get to the NLL stuff, like the current NLL stuff. So, are there any other players or goalies that you can highlight that you've like been the GM of, that like you just want to give some love on the show before we move on?
Yeah, like definitely this year, I think 2 guys that made their teams out of camp. Nolan Byrne, Georgia boy. He's gonna be a stud. Like, that guy's a pure goal scorer. I think he had 50 again, maybe 49 for us this year.
Jeez.
Like, he finds his way to the net, big body. And yeah, no, the Georgia fans are lucky to have him, because he's a stud. Another kid, Julian Belair, he's a 4th-year junior. I think he made the practice roster in Saskatchewan. For a guy that came in not knowing his role to where he ended on our team, like in the playoffs, he might have been our best player. That guy has a knack for the net and can shoot, pass, he'll fight, he'll do it all. So I'm really excited for that kid's career as well.
Heck yeah, dude. All right, let's get to the NLL now. I am going to get you to do some goalie predictions here, but tell me some of the goalies that you love to watch before we get into this. Like, are you like Del Bianco and Chiliano and Vince Guy, and others that you appreciate? Like, who do you watch? Because I know from a goalie you have to be watching them more closely.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like I watch all kinds of goalies, right? I really have appreciation for Nick Rose, his
Okay.
angles. I think there's no one better in the game than Nick at angles.
Okay.
Obviously Christian and Matt Vince are two of the best ever.
Crazy.
Frankie, what a year he had last year. There's you can go on and on and on about all these goalies, but it's an exciting league, and the goaltending is top tier.
It's amazing. There's reactionary athletic goalies like Del Bianco and Rylan Hartley. It's unbelievable what they do.
Well, that's what I mean too. Like you look at
saves.
You look at Nick, like, and then look at Del Bianco. They're completely different players. Like
correct, yeah.
And they both do it so well, and that's what I like about the position. There is different ways to play it. It's not just. I know that some people say that bigger guys can't be goalies, but we've seen it for how many years that bigger guys can be goalies.
Chiliano and Rose versus Del Bianco, Matt Vince, and Hartley. Like they're so many different bodies. That's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so last year Chiliano did win, reluctantly for me, goalie of the year, because I felt like that defense didn't get enough credit in my opinion. And now, do you think Chiliano repeats? Is it Del Bianco's to lose? Who do you think wins goalie of the year, or just if you don't even have that, who's going to break out or stand out this year for you?
So I've got a little bit of a hot take here.
Okay.
Like obviously Christian, Matt Vince, Chiliano, like those are the names that you think of. Dougie Jamieson.
Yes.
You think of those names when you think goalie of the year. But one guy I think that has been in this league for a while and hasn't really got the credit that he deserves is Zach Higgins.
I was going to wonder.
And I think it's Zach Higgins' year to win the goaltender of the year. He's led the NL in saves in the last few years. That Ottawa team is looking really good, I think. And from what I hear out of camp, Higgy's in the best shape he's ever been in. And I think it's Higgy's year.
Well, it's funny you mentioned him because the NLL is starting their top 25 plays from last year. Like they just dropped it. You probably haven't seen it. And one of the plays on the list at 21 somehow only is Higgins' play where he jumps back and makes a save and Pat Gregoire loses his mind on the air. Yeah. It's like that's there. Like he's one of those guys you can't explain how did he do that? But last year he was great, and if they can make the playoffs, I like that pick. That's a great pick.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
I like that. When you started talking, I was like, he's going to say Higgins. I love that. Love that from you. Yeah. Okay. Is it enough to get the Black Bears in the finals, though? Like, who are your contenders? Is it only Vancouver and Buffalo? Who's your teams, and who wins the whole thing for you?
Yeah, that's a good question. I definitely have Ottawa up there.
Okay.
Vancouver is my team right now to win it all. I think what Kurt has done in the offseason is just he's basically brought over his main core from Calgary.
And kept the guys from Vancouver.
And ultimately, he has the best goaltender in the world, arguably the best player in the world in Del Bianco. So I'm high on Vancouver. I think Ottawa's going to be.
I think you got a phone call. Hold on, folks. Hold on. We're good. We're good. Wait a minute. We're still here. I think he got a phone call, or no, his phone died. I'm gonna cry. Can you hear me, Joel? There he is. He's back. Yeah, you got a phone call or something.
Yeah, sorry, call came through.
We're back. You said Ottawa's gonna be good. Vancouver's.
I have one team I think is a sleeper pick for everyone, and it's the Rochester Nighthawks.
Wow.
Where I started. I think what Dan Carey has put together, if Rylan Hartley and Riley Hutchcraft can be a 1-2 punch in their net, their defense is strong, mean, veterans. Their offense is ridiculous. So I think sleeper pick. I got the Nighthawks. I can see Nighthawks Vancouver final.
Okay, that'll be a rematch of last year's playoff matchup too.
Yeah,
and I have said watching those games when they happened. I know Rochester got beat down pretty good. It felt like for once though they showed like more fight on defense than they had before. Like I was so used to them getting beat up by Buffalo. It was for once I was like they might take that step, like you said with Dan Carey building what he has. The offense, I mean, it speaks for itself. They got Nathan Grennan too, and like I don't know if you ever seen like played against him, but he's a guy you don't want to play against, but you want on your team.
He's one of our teammates in Tonawanda. He is
wow.
Yeah, Grens is a beauty. Definitely one of those guys I played against growing up. Again, you don't love him playing against him, but when he's on your team, you definitely enjoy him. So I'm happy he found a spot to land there, and I think he'll do well.
And hopefully Brad McCauley and Connor Fields are healthy, because that sounds odd right now. But yeah, if they're obviously health is a big thing for everybody. But you're right, like Rochester's good. So back to Vancouver, I've been on record saying their roster's stupid. Like I don't see like they kept Cormier, who can still be good, Keegan Ball, Claridge, who is a superstar in the making, and then they add. I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah,
this is unfair.
It's ridiculous.
Oh.
Like, it's a special roster.
Before we get to the announcement, Joel, are you able to do any insider stuff this year on Twitter? Or are we how are we feeling about those this year?
I don't know yet. I'll see how it's kind of I play it as I go. I like to get involved a little bit, but I also want to keep my distance just in case I get a phone call.
That's right. Now, do they let you can you go into a Coolback Canada account right now, or are you still not allowed to do that?
I guess I can. I'm not signed anywhere. I could sign up for one, but Coolbet's illegal in Ontario, so we can't use it.
Oh, jeez, man. Well, good for you. The cops were right there, and you got them. That was good.
We got to get Patty to work on that.
How dare you, Pat Gregoire? I guess let's make the announcement. Every time that you can, is it safe to say you will be on as much Tuesdays as possible this year?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get on as many Tuesdays as I can this NLL season.
That's freaking awesome, dude. We appreciate you. It's gonna definitely add a fun thing to the fold. I just think the goal, like you said, it's such a great position, and I think you just breaking it down like in the way that you can as a pro is you can't stop it, man. So,
and back to that, what you were talking before, Caleb Kahn.
Yes.
In Vegas, I wanted to hit that quick.
Go ahead.
I'm surprised. I am. I get he's 18 and he's the next.
They say.
What people say.
Yeah.
He's the next superstar. I'm intrigued to see him in, say, a sold-out Banditland. I'm intrigued to see him in a Saddle Dome. Okay. I'm intrigued. Like, it's different, Like it really is. Like, I think Kells is gonna be the guy to start, but it was ultimately I started the first ever game in Desert Dogs history, and it was very short lived after that. So I wrote a lot of pine after that. So
well, I mean, yeah, we can do the stats for you later on just to have fun with that. But yeah. I mean, it is. I'm of them like for me, and then I'll let you go get back to your job. But I'm like, oh, he's 18. We gotta make him wait a year, guys. Do they understand what the roster they're trying to build there? Like,
they're not gonna make him wait. He's getting in the net.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so, but if they're gonna start Kells, why just start the kid? If he's that good.
No, I get it. But he'll play.
But I'm sure. Hey, you and Kells are boys, though, right? Like y'all are.
Yeah, I have no ill Kelsey. Yeah, no, I like. Yeah, and Kelsey's a good goalie. Like, there's no denying it.
And the defensive front of him has not helped.
Look at that team the last 3 years. Like, yeah, they've spent some money this year, and it's exciting to see.
Yeah,
the team the last 3 years was not good. Like,
yeah,
and I was on it. Like,
hey. Yeah. So, question: you were there with the switch to Henderson. How cool has that been for them?
No, I wasn't.
Oh.
No, I was the first 2 years at Michelob.
That's fun playing on the Strip, though, ain't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I lived there. It was quite the spot. Yeah.
I have real quick. One of my co-hosts of the first daily sports show I did lives in the Vegas area, and he had told me the Strip is good for tourists, but he's like, if you want to grow the game locally, Henderson's probably better.
Oh, for sure. Like that's where the people are, right? They don't want to go to the strip and spend the big money. They want it
because they live there. Why would they?
It's a blue collar city, right? Like they want
Yeah,
to
well,
they don't want to go too far from home.
now the goal is to get back to Michelob, probably because like if the league is sprouting off of that point. But for Henderson's fine. We're great.
Oh no, for sure. I'm sure the goal is to get to the T-Mobile, like ultimately, like.
There you go.
Yeah, but that again, how far down the road? Who knows?
Golden Knights came off strong, so maybe the Desert Dogs can follow suit pretty quickly here. We'll see.
We'll see.
Thank you, Joel, and you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you hopefully next Tuesday. If not, we'll let the people know. But keep doing you and working hard. And he's available. He is available.
The phone's on.
Yes. Thank you, Joel.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Joel, hey, listen, man, that's fun. Like I said, every Tuesday he can come on. He's rocking it, and we're excited to have him here on Daily Dive. I can express to you, like, can you guys just like hear me out on the guest list here, like just on the VIP for Daily Dive? Mondays we got Frick, Tuesdays we got Joel Watson, like it's insider and goalie, just breakdowns. Wednesdays, maybe Thursdays sometimes we have Tim and Dylan, Senor Siete. Fridays we have Patrick Roar as much as he can make it. We know he's got broadcasting duties to do. Captain will be back. Gamble Guy will actually be coming on this Friday as much as he can as well. We got a packed house, and then of course more guests besides that. It's going to be so much fun. And again, thank you for all of those guys for doing what they do. All right, folks, one more segment to get to when I come back. Who is my second-ranked team? The Rush were 14-4 for me. Who's second? What? It's crazy. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to wrap it up next. This is Daily Dive.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Honey, we're back. Okay, guys, welcome back to Daily Dive. We talked about the roster cuts and how Ryan Benesh is he or is he not a Bandit. We talked about how Austin Stotts is not on the Seals roster right now. We talked about how the Dogs have Caleb Conn and Landon Kells, and we're going to run with it. Wow. We talked to Joel Watson about that situation. Joel Watson said he thinks Zach Higgins might win Goalie of the Year. I love that pick, by the way. He also said that he thinks Vancouver and Rochester could be a finals matchup. He told us about some great players like Nolan Byrne and I forgot the guy's first name, Belair. And we talked about Tyden Redlick. We also announced that he will be on every Tuesday. And now it's time to get to my second-ranked team. Now, here's how my standings have gone so far. Prior to this point, my non-playoff teams, I had Colorado, Ottawa, Halifax, San Diego, Philadelphia, and Calgary missing the playoffs. As my 8th seed, I had Las Vegas Desert Dogs. I had the Rock, number 7 at 8 and 10. I then said the Toronto Rock might make the finals. I said the Swarm would finish 6th with a 9-9 record, even though I'm scared of that. Nighthawks would finish 5th with 10 and 8. The Oshawa Firewolves would bounce back with 12-6. And then who is the number 3? It was the Rush at 14-4. Who is my number 2 team? Well, it's down to Buffalo and Vancouver. You're like, well, wow, like what records will they have? Well, let's talk about it first here. The team I'm about to announce, they have a stupid roster, or they did. Now, their goalie's returning, and they're the 3-time defending champions. You're like, well, who's that? Of course you know it's Buffalo. What does Buffalo finish? And by the way, Ryan Benesh does not move me. I got 4. Now, he's good, but I think 14-4 works either way. Matt Vince has got, this is the year. I would be shocked if he even remotely considered coming back next year. Right now, he's here. And that's what matters. And a healthy Matt Vince, which he seems to be healthy all the time, it seems like he's going to be okay. So if you're getting 78 plus save percentage minimum from that guy, you're getting the championship pedigree of that guy, you're getting Dane Smith and Josh Byrne, and then you've got other guys that'll step up. Maybe Tahogo finally takes a leap now that Fraser and Kluche are gone. Kyle Buchanan running it back. Steve Priolo running it back. Paul Dawson can't stand in the crease. We can still block shots. He might not have 50 block shots. He can still have 25 or 30 block shots. This team is still loaded. So I do think by way of tiebreaker, they finish second place with a 14-4 record, which leads me to Vancouver, which I'll talk about tomorrow and what record they will finish. But we do know now they are my 1 seed. And stay tuned for Thursday for my playoff predictions. And Friday, I'll tell you who wins the finals. But yeah, I think Buffalo's going to do great this year. I think they're going to be fine. How fine in the playoffs? I'll have to let you know. But the home field advantage, one of the only teams that has that, the superstars, the defense, they're coached by the greatest player of all time, who's also might be the greatest coach of all time. Like, they have the greatest of all time all across their roster. It's impressive. And I do wonder what the post Matt Vince era looks like. Good thing we're not there yet. We're here. And Buffalo's going to finish second in the regular season, in my opinion. Does not mean they make the finals. It means they finish second in the regular season, in my humble opinion. I had a fun show. I really did. Tomorrow, I don't believe I have a guest set in stone yet. We will get to Vancouver. I'm going to try my best to not have a merch segment. I know I talked about it. I'm tired of going scorched earth. I just know that Kurt Hunziker is in charge of that, and it's not happening. So I'll leave that alone. Do follow us on socials at Daily Dive LAX. And if you have any questions or compliments, dailydivelAX@gmail.com. You want to moan and complain, it's easier on social media, but sure, get personal with your boy. Don't do that, but it's right there. Thanks for watching, guys. For those of you that do follow the socials, I will get more reels posted up. Was a little bit busy. I was a little busy bee the last couple of days here, but we're back. We're back in the lab. We're fine. Oh, and also, we might have boots on the ground this weekend, but we'll keep that hush for now. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place. This has been Daily Dive. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. I am your host, Michael Karvelis, and this is Daily Dive. It is Wednesday, November the 26th, 2025, and this show begins now. We are live streaming via the airwaves of North American Talk Radio on YouTube, and please subscribe to the channel before you leave, or you might not be the first to see videos that we upload. I've been uploading a bunch of segments in their separate entirety, which is really cool. Hello, Kai the goalie. Future Georgia Swarm goalie has chimed in. On today's awesome show, there are some new NLL stats being tracked, and shout out to Brad Challoner who found that out. Touches and effective passes. What are they? Especially the effective passes portion of that. And what did fans want to see? I'll react to the best ones. You can also comment live in the first segment about what stats you might want to see. I will unveil my first ranked team. Everyone knows who it is, but what record do the Vancouver Warriors finish with? And I will pick the player awards. I'll give a coach of the year. I will give a rookie, a defensive player, a goalie, and the MVP. I will predict those awards, and we're going to have some fun with that. Before I get started, I want to let you know that this show is presented by the ticketing platform at the Natter websites. Head to natalkradio.com and click the event tickets tab today. When you get there to that Vivid Seats platform, type in your favorites or local National Lacrosse League team, and you can get tickets for less. It also gives us a piece of the pie as well. Now, granted, we might have to partner with StubHub because apparently the NLL inadvertently announced that, and Adam Levy did notice that on the NLL.com website, the header, which they're so good at the website, they're so technologically inclined. It was like, oh, StubHub face-off. Oh, thank you, NLL. Probably should have posted that first because they're good at that too. But yeah, the point there was go to natalkradio.com, click the tickets tab, but we might have to go to StubHub instead of Vivid Seats. It's whatever. We get credit. Alrighty, folks. Let's get into my first topic. And this was more of a fan-oriented discussion. So be sure to follow the social media pages at Daily Dive LAX. And I have fun firing up people on my personal. That's Michael Karvelis. But I did ask people, if I can find it now. Oh, I said, what are some new stats that you'd like the NLL to track in the near future? I'll react to the best comments. So why are we here? Like, what prompted me to say that? Well, shout out to Brad Challoner, who was able to find out via the Stat Tracker Champion data that all last year, and by the way, Eddie Tabone, a first line, has confirmed to me what we all kind of were thinking. That wasn't there last year because Eddie actually downloaded that stuff, and yeah, it was not there, but apparently they were tracking it. It's touches and effective passes. Touches, self-explanatory. Every time a player gets the ball in his stick, that's a touch until it leaves his stick. Effective passes is the interesting one. Eddie Tabone, via his first line _LAX account, they do a great job tracking stats, especially for a select few NLL teams. The effective passes basically, and I'll get to why this kind of is weird. It's like Jeff Teat throws a pass to Riley O'Connor, he catches it. That's an effective pass by Jeff Teat. But if Riley O'Connor bobbles it or it's broken up, I get the breaking up part, but there has to be, it seems unfair if Riley O'Connor bobbles a goal. And I'm not picking on Riley O'Connor, I'm just saying, like, if player B bobbles the pass and player A does not get an effective pass, seems a bit unfair, but that's what that basically is. So I take those with a little bit of a grain of salt. Now, I also had some fun with this. Like, don't just think this is a fan-only segment, even though it ultimately will be. Because Brad Challoner did some digging and found out the players with the most touches last season, Jeff Teat, 1,730, and I did some math on that. If I can, I'm gonna pull that up real quick. I went through some of these and basically the per game. So Jeff Teat touched the ball, like I said, 1,730 times, which is about 96 times per game the ball was in his stick. That's pretty crazy. Connor Fields was next, Dane Smith, Keegan Ball, and Joe Resiteritz. So I had some fun. I'm like, okay, of those touches versus the points the player has, who had the best percentage of touches ending in points? It's like a stat that I kind of made up on the fly. Well, Jeff Teat with his 112 points. We know he had a down year despite scoring 56 goals. He had 6.47% of his touches end in points. Meanwhile, Joe Resiteritz of the top 5 had a leading 8.41%, which means with Mitch Jones gone, there is a possibility Resiteritz jumps from 1,439 touches to 1,700. And if you do 1,700 times 8.41%, he would score over 140 points, which would break an NLL record. So as bad as the Wings might be, that would be a wild stat, especially if he plays the whole season in Philadelphia. Because we know it's Rez, it's O'Neill, and a bunch of other guys. Like, there is no Mitch Jones, which is crazy. And also, of the effective passes, I was stunned. And I was shocked. Because there is I want to say a narrative, but I've been always giving the playmaking credit to Mitch Jones. The top 5 effective passes last year, Teat, Dane, Fields, Ball, Resiteritz, not Mitch Jones. I was like, what? I couldn't believe that. It's like you think all he does is score and shoot, and he's passing the ball great as well. Again, effective passes a little bit icky, but I feel like if Teat and Dane are top 2, I feel like that's a pretty good barometer of a great passer. So that was crazy to me. That was awesome. Again, 1,100 effective passes for Resiteritz. Guys, and I know people, we're not saying he's a bad playmaker, but he's a scorer. Oh my gosh, the season Resiteritz could have is bonkers. So again, that's that. Yes, it's got to be. Listen, man, me and Dobson were good. Is that Brett Dobson approved? I like that loose mesh. Shout out to them. That isn't just Dawson. That's Dawson on the loose mesh. And if it's Toll or Frick, God bless you. But Dawson, I like you commenting as loose mesh. That's pretty funny. They did do good work, by the way. Frick's picks and all that good stuff. My goodness. Tonka 95, the promo code on free advertising. Love it. All right, so now let's get to what the fans wrote in about these stats. All right, we got some good ones too. Luis Sanchez says hockey assist. Now, to be fair, I have been on that train. If you actually go to NLLstats.com, not run by the league or champion data, run by Graham Perro, Graham, you can filter out which of those of assists were primary versus secondary, aka hockey. Now, I'll be honest, I'm going to expand on this myself. I was talking to Eddie Tabone, I can say that out loud, I think, a first line, and I thought that I would like more NBA assists. Now, I have also told you guys before, and for those of you that are new, I'll say it here again. I do want the tic-tac-toe. If it goes Dane, Josh Buchanan, great. I don't like if, let's say, we do that Dane, Josh Buchanan thing. Let's say Dane throws it to Josh. Dane leaves the floor. Josh runs around a bit. Then Buchanan, that should not be an assist for Dane. It makes no sense. He has left the floor. And again, not picking on Dane Smith, but it makes no sense why a secondary assist is always counted. We have to time that up. The NBA has it it seems a little bit subjective, but if you think about it, okay, player A passes the ball, or in this case, throws the ball. A guy makes a step or two and shoots and scores. That's an assist. Even if Josh Byrne has the ball, throws it to Buchanan, and if Buchanan has the ball for 10 plus or even 5 or more seconds doing his own thing, that should not be an assist at all. I don't like that. And if you want to say, well, we know all this history, man, you realize how many times they have changed the history of stats in this league? How many times they changed the games played? That doesn't apply in the NLL. We cannot use well, historically, I don't care. I don't care if Tavares' record will ever be touched. Then we'll call that like the pre-merger, if you will. Still give him his love, but I think secondary assists are a little bit inflated. All right? It's not. We don't have guys can still be great and not have 100 assists. No, it's silly. That was a lot for the Luis Sanchez comments. First line, aka Eddie, did say the friends we made along the way. Absolutely. I agree that stat should be there. If Connor Fields and somebody else, or let's say, for the sake of let's say Nathan Grennan and Steve Priolo tough it out, and they're fine afterwards, even despite being ejected. 1 friend point for Grennan, 1 friend point for Priolo. Love that. It's obviously satire. Buffalo Sports Collective said first thing that popped into their head was time on field / shifts taken. As Levy did point out to Buffalo Sports Collective, they've already done time on floor before, which I think is criminal. They don't do that anymore. I'm like, why? What was the point of taking that away? Like, I would love to see why Zach Currier is on the floor 10 times more than any other player. Like, that'd be so fun. And I don't know what it means. Like, I don't know, like the Iron Man, like if you play all 18 games and you have the most minutes, good for you. But fans should acknowledge that. And they can't right now because no one's tracking. Now, granted, you have to like pay some more people, but hey, with alt sports data, I know Hutton Jackson has said on the show that it might take a year or two, but hey, I'm counting on Old Sports Stadium Champion and NLL to work together. Let's get time on floor back out there. Get it like back on the floor. That was dumb. Jake Elliott's. This is a good one too. Money possessions. I like that. I like that a lot. He also said multiple 30-second resets and goals scored off of them. Buffalo would probably lead that category, especially Cal Buchanan. Like if I just thought of something actually because of what he said. Offensive loose balls. That would actually be a fun stat. Like, I know guys like Kyle Buchanan and Nathan Grennan, like, there are guys out there, like Connor Fields does it a bunch too, where it's like someone will miss a shot and they're always right there picking it up because there's first the ball. I think offensive loose balls, offensive loose balls would have to be after a shot. Like, you couldn't just be in your own zone and grab one because that would make no sense. But if maybe we'll call them like offensive rebound loose balls, like ORLB. I don't know. I'm just saying it would be kind of cool if the guy takes a shot, whether it's wide or on goal, we should count if it's defensive or offensive. That might be fun. The money possessions that Jake Elliott said is really intriguing. It's also very vague, Jake. But I love that a lot. I don't know what would go into that. I'm like thinking this on the fly. But maybe I don't know. Maybe what he said actually goes together, but money possessions, I'm intrigued to know. Like, is that what he was talking about in that? I don't know. I don't think it was. So I want to know what that is. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, stats, more of them are great. The more the better, especially for us nerds out there. And again, my takeaway from all this is Reza Terrence is going to break the points record. Oh, and by the way, because people remember, for the first couple of years on the show, Jeff Teats, the great player, you can't say otherwise. And now it's like people are acknowledging he's not as great in the NLL. He's really great, but he's not the best player right now. That efficiency stat, don't you think I didn't have Jeff Teat in there? Only guy under 7% of his touches and in points, 6.47%. So I've said before, I think Jeff Teat minimizing his turnovers and being more physical would help him. That is not a crime to say, but I think that even though I just kind of like made up the percentage of points ending in percentage of touches ending in points thing, I still feel like that's a good barometer. Like, obviously, Teat has not any, and some people say he did have a down year, so it makes sense why 6.47% is not that great. Other ones that I saw, I haven't gotten to every player yet, but I've gotten to a lot of them. Of the guys that had more than 400 touches last year, Chase Frazier, of the ones that I've seen, is the only guy with over 10% of his touches ending in points so far. I know he was on the Buffalo Bills. I absolutely. And to his credit, Josh Byrne, Ian McKay, Chris Cloutier, Kyle Buchanan, DeHoga, the next guys in line. So the Buffalo Bills offense was sickeningly good last year, and I think that's starting to prove it. Like, they're so darn efficient. It's insane. I will have more of that in a surprise release for you guys later on today or tomorrow. But stay tuned for that. The most touches any in points percentage. I got a little something cooked up, man. It's going to be kind of fun. All right. Oh, and also Pat Gregoire did mention to me, what if there's like an efficiency stats? Like, what if, I don't know how to do it. I forgot like what he said exactly. Like, if we can combine like the points and the turnovers, whatever, like we could add like an efficiency stat, kind of like the NBA does. I'd like that. Cool. All right, enough time on that segment. 15 minutes about stats. I'm sorry. Whoo! All right. We come back to this awesome show. I'm going to talk about, what am I talking about next? Oh, it's my first ranked team. So we'll get to our playoff teams and why Vancouver's number one and also what their record is. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Daily Dive.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
You know, we have fun on social media. I know I do. Again, be sure to follow this show at Daily Dive LAX on Instagram and Twitter. My personal, of course, at Michael Karvelis. There is a post that said, name something you shouldn't do naked. With a Garfield knockoff character. I said Playbox Lacrosse. I'm sorry. I don't, is that funny? Hashtag deserved. All right. Nice. I was having, literally during the break, I tweeted out Playbox Lacrosse. You shouldn't do it naked. It's true. But I have an idea for a league. Anyways, oh, wow. We just talked about the stats that the analyst tracking shot, Brad Challenger, who discovered that. Last year, they tracked touches and effective passes. Ooh. Turns out Reseters might break a points record without Mitch Jones. And Jeff Teat is inefficient as I thought he was. He's going to be fine, though. All right, let's get to my first ranked team. Before we do that, though, I do want to go over how we got to this point. And we're not doing 14-1, we're doing 8-1. So here are the playoff teams for me so far. Let's take the Natter logo off, sorry. Desert Dogs, 8th ranked for me, 8-10 record, sneaking in They were one of 3 teams I believe I had tied with 8 and 10, and based on the tiebreakers, they got in. Barely though. Toronto Rock, 8 and 10. As I said earlier, I believe last week, I lose track of time. Maybe Monday. I said don't be surprised if Toronto Rock are in the finals. I have not made my prediction yet, but yeah, I think 8 and 10. They can, if they get into the playoffs, I think they're dangerous. Number 6. Looking back at this, Kai the goalie, I'm gonna be honest, and this sucks. I'm wearing it, and I live. It's the closest team to me, even though it's 4 hours away. This is a cool, like the way this is like looking. I like the handshake there, but anyways, I don't know. I don't want to say the word regret, but I'm reconsidering my playoffs for them. That's a lot of rookies, man. It's a lot of guys that have to step up. They could. I told you guys I'm banking on Brett Dobson being awesome. And I thought about that before me and him, like before he quoted me, so that I don't care about that. I'm hoping he steps up. If not, they're in trouble. All right, number 5 for me. Finishing with one of 5 only winning records for me this season, the Nighthawks at 10 and 8. Connor Fields and Brad McCauley have injuries. I know Frick said via loose mesh Fields is kind of banged up. We've heard that Brad McCauley, I believe, is on IR. That did come through a week ago. I hope they can play, but man, if they miss time, and add on the fact Rylan Hartley could miss time at any point because of his history, I'm scared. I trust this team, though. And Ryan Lanchbury could actually step up. And with Connor Fields gone, Nathan Grennan did make the roster. Good for him. I think Rochester is going to be improved defensively, but I am scared of the health of the offense, even though that did not contribute to the 10 and 8 record I gave them. Number 4, the Oshawa Firewolves, 12 and 6. You're like 12 and 6. That's like, how is that only 4th? Wow. Oshawa has a bounce back year. Doug Jameson has become the most underrated goalie in the National Lacrosse League. Their defense is good and healthy again. Alex Simmons, I'm going to say it again, is a superstar. I think he's not just charismatic and positive when he gives interviews. He also is unafraid of the moment, as we saw in his rookie season. You add the fact that Ty Kurtz had a not good year last year, despite high volume. He's going to be better. Dyson Williams looks electric in the preseason clips we've seen. He looks more comfortable. Unbelievable. Number 3 for me, with a 14-4 record. I know some of you on Monday were like, what the heck? Yeah, Rush, 14-4. I think the Rush's ability to stay together, I think they might be the best road team again. Chiliano, I didn't think it was goalie of the year last year. So his step back for me, if he doesn't win it this year, stay tuned for that, I think is still what he did last year. Because I think he'll be that good again. I just don't think he's the reason I don't think he should be the goalie of the year last year. But I 1,000% believe him dropping off is only because he won't win the award this year. But like, he'll be fine again. That's the best part about this team is the guy who won the award. Matt Hosick won Defensive Player of the Year. He'll be great again. Messenger, Austin Shanks, as some people saying could take another step. Ryan Keenan, Godley, the roster's so good. And again, I bring you back to that point last year where Jimmy Quinlan and Chiliano are visibly pissed off when the second half they got shut down of Game 3. They're watching that confetti rain down, and they're angry. They should be. Number 2, unveiled yesterday, also with a 14-4 record. I had the Buffalo Bandits. I don't know why he's saying that. So loose mesh randomly, very late. You might want to refresh your page. Yeah, I didn't knock him. I'm saying Ryan Lanchbury had more points than Ryan Smith, and no one even talks about it. That's how good. I don't know what the point of that comment was. Anyways, the Buffalo Bills number 2 for me. I didn't know that yesterday. Matt Vince, I am on record now, and this is not a hot take, but no one's saying it. This is Matt Vince's last year, period. He took a while to consider his retirement. This is it. They're going to be fine. I think I'm scared to death. Not to death, that's a lie. I am skeptical. I have a healthy skepticism of how much more dominant they'll be in the playoffs this year. Because fatigue is going to set in eventually. I don't care how young these guys are. It's tough. Losing Fraser and Kluche was a big deal. Losing Justin Martin was a big deal. Ryan Benesh, the fact the Bandits had to consider that doing the practice squad, and I know they released him because they had to manipulate the roster, that shows you he is not as good as he once was, and he might not be close to that. He'll still be good, but that is shocking. No, oh my God. Lansbury, if guys get injured, would step up. I don't think I took a shot at Lansbury. Maybe I did. I did not at all, though. Anyways, Buffalo, 14-4 is great, but I'm nervous of them in the playoffs. I really am. And when I first did these predictions, I was like, ugh. Like I felt good about it. The more and more I think about Toronto and Oshawa, the more and more I'm like, I won't say it, but it feels like Matt Vince winning the championship would have been a great send-off. I'll put it that way. All right, number one for me, obviously, now is going to be the Vancouver Warriors. Yes, you're reading that correctly. 14-4, three-way tie for first place. Vancouver gets the tiebreak. You're like, they can't go 15-3. No, I did my predictions like I did last. I don't know where those papers are. I did my predictions game by game. Looked over it a few times. Felt good about it. It made no sense to me either. But I think Vancouver with 14-4 will be the one seed. And I think those 4 losses come earlier in the season. I think, not saying they'll struggle, but I think preseason has shown they are not as cohesive yet as they will be when it counts. And that's what matters, is when it counts, obviously. But Vancouver, number one, easy choice for me, but it's more like they could run away with it next year if they keep the roster, which may not happen anyways. But I do think this year they're good enough to be first place with 4 losses. And that's like with them figuring it out. It's kind of like when my Miami Heat had LeBron, D-Wade, and Bosh. They were like, they could have been like 73-9, but they had to figure it out. And then they end up being awesome anyways. Or it's whatever. I think Golden State Warriors did that too, like with Kevin Durant. Like, they lost a couple games they shouldn't. And after that, I was like, okay, this is dumb. All right. So there's that. Before we move on to the last segment, reminder, this Friday, you'll find out what time it is. The clock is ticking. We are 48 hours away from that, but you will understand the time that is needed. All right. When we come back to this awesome show, I'm giving away some awards. And we've had a fun show so far. But folks, I'm telling you right now, you want to chime into the next segment because I'm going to give out my coach, rookie, defensive player of the year, goalie, MVP. Drop your award predictions if you have not anywhere else. We're going to talk about it next. I'm putting my money where my mouth is, even though you can't bet these things. Just whatever. Picking the player awards is next on Daily Dive. Wrapping it up next. Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Oh boy. It is time for my player awards predictions. This is actually one of my favorite segments that I do because at the end of the season, I always have something called the mics. And I know the first, at least the last year, I really did want to give out some player trophies, was not able to get to that. But I think we're going to do that this year. I think I'll be able to do that when May or June rolls around. I will give out some Daily Dive trophies. And if the players want them, I'll direct message them and say, hey, even if the league gives them one, I feel like I find it as the only live daily lacrosse talk show on the planet, I feel like it is my duty to at least try to give the awards, because I do envision 20 years from now, people actually value these things, even if it's not just me voting for it. Like, we've got some team members here at Daily Dive. And by team members, I don't mean like our regular guests like Frick every Monday, Joel Watson every Tuesday, Packer Guar. There's so many great guys, but they would not be involved in the voting. It would be like me, Leroy, Hunter, and Captain, and whoever joins the show in the future. But that's like, I feel confident we can do that. You're like, Michael, what are you telling me? I don't care. I know you don't care. That's just where my mind is at. Okay, let's do it. I'm giving my award predictions right now in the flesh. Let's start with Coach of the Year. You ready? Obviously, Coach of the Year, you have to consider not only where I have these teams finishing last year, this year, my predictions, also what were they like last year. For my Coach of the Year, this team was supposed to be good again last year. They were not. A lot of that was due to injuries, but this team got smoking hot towards the end of the year, including their young rookie sensation stepping up in clutch moments. I do believe with a 12-6 record, that will be good enough for Glenn Clark to get my Coach of the Year. So again, Glenn Clark is my head coach of the year in the National Lacrosse League. Now, other candidates I was kind of considering was John Tavares, because of losing Fraser and Kluche, and Ed Cuomo of the Swarm. Because even though Brad Dobson might be awesome this year, losing the players they have, if the Swarm can make the playoffs, Cuomo should be considered. Also, the head coach of the Nighthawks, Mike Hazen, could be considered. But I think Dan Carey might get more of the credit for the roster that he's building. So I believe Glenn Clark is my Coach of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, I fell victim to this, watching the preseason and seeing a guy who is on a great defense, which actually does help. Like, I considered Owen Grant, well, he's also on a great defense. I consider Callum Jones. I think if Ottawa's going to be great this year, Callum Jones will be a major part of it. I consider Mike Messenger. Latrell Harris of the Toronto Rock. Latrell Harris looked absolutely on a mission. He looked like a hitman or an assassin out there. He was taking bodies in the preseason, making plays, jumping, passing lanes, running transition. This guy was a menace. And again, you add the fact that Nick Rose helps him, because he's like you have to have a good goalie as a defender of the year. This is how this award works. If your team has one of the worst defenses, then you don't get considered, unfortunately, most of the time. But I do believe that the great defense around him, like with Brad Crease still there, Dr. DeSnew possibly in the waiting, I think Latrell Harris will be the one that stands out. Latrell Harris wins. In front of the show, Latrell Harris wins Defensive Player of the Year. My Rookie of the Year, CJ Kurse would be awesome, and I heavily considered him. I thought about the Georgia Swarm guys that could step up. And I know someone else, like somebody else out there they like. I think, what is it, Will McLeod of the Thunderbirds? I think Owen Hiltz, because of his box experience, he's going to look like the better player than CJ Kurtz this year. I think 10 years from now, I think CJ Kurtz will be better than him. But I think this year, Owen Hiltz is going to score a lot. I think Owen Hiltz will score a lot. I think he'll be efficient. I do see it like Mark Matthews. What I saw in preseason cannot be denied. When Mark Matthews set the screen for Kurtz or Hiltz, and we all know Kurtz has to learn more, Owen Hiltz is ready. And Owen Hiltz, to me, will win Rookie of the Year. My goalie of the year. Last year, this guy, like as good as Aiden Walsh was, when Christian Del Bianco came onto the Vancouver Warriors, it was night and day. He made Aiden Walsh look pedestrian, even though Aiden Walsh was not pedestrian. But that's how much the jump was from a solid goaltender in Aiden Walsh to a megastar like Christian Del Bianco. That's how big the gap was. You add the fact the roster is disgusting. He got his partner in Getaway Crimes, Shane Simpson, back, referring to like when they run away from the cops in transition. It would be a shock to me if Del Bianco does not win Goaltender of the Year. As good as Chiliana can be, as good as Dobson might help the Swarm, Dylan Ward, Matt Vince, none of those guys will have a team in front of them, and none of those guys will have the assist numbers of Del Bianco. When you combine the fact with his goaltending with the transition assists, it's Del Bianco, and that by far is the easiest prediction to make this season. You can make your finals pick. You can make who makes the playoffs this year, even though they didn't make it last year. MVP, coach, GM, you're not touching how almost set in stone it is that Del Bianco is going to win Goalie of the Year. Again, I will be shocked if Del Bianco does not win this award. And it will be a really big letdown if he does not, because it means Vancouver is not good. Guys, Doug Jamieson is going to be great. It will not matter. Again, the jump from Aiden Walsh to Del Bianco was massive. And then the jump with Shane Simpson and the roster they have now, it will not be an argument. If there is a debate, I'm going to be furious. It's got to be Del Bianco. And finally, my most valuable player. MVP, you got to have a high usage. MVP, you got to have a couple of teammates around you to help make sure you're not a high volume, high turnover guy. You have to make the playoffs. I don't think this team makes the playoffs. But I think the season that Jeff Teat will have could push them to the 8 or 7 seed. And I think the season Jeff Teat has will be so much better. Like the other guys I considered, Joe Rosatierrez. Well, unfortunately for him, the Wings will suck. You talk about Mitch Jones. Guys, if Jack Hanna stays, if Fraser and Kluche step up, and the Desert Dogs still have goalie issues, I don't see a scenario where Mitch Jones wins the MVP. Because as good as he will be, he won't be as good as Jeff Teat. He will not be as good as Dane Smith. He will not be as good as Connor Fields. Guys, Mitch Jones is a great player. He's not better than those guys. You add the fact that Jeff Teat now has Rob Hellier, who's a competent sidekick. That's a big deal. You add the fact that Black Bears could be competitive. That's also, guys, I told you guys, I'm going to check my predictions again. I believe, like, for the Black Bears, I have them finishing 7-11. I have the Dogs finishing 8-10. Like, the Dogs can win 10 games. Mitch Jones is not being vaulted to MVP if Jeff Teat is having a great season. Guys, Jeff Teat last year had 56 goals and had a down year. I think Jeff Teat breaks 50 again. I think his assists climb back up. And as he's shown year over year, his turnovers go down. I think his amount of points, amount of touches and points percentage will go up. I think Jeff Teat is going to have his best season yet. And again, they still might miss the playoffs. But I'll make a prediction. If the Black Bears make the playoffs, Jeff Teat's your MVP. Now, if they don't, it's going to be hard even for me to pick him. But again, the season is going to be so good for him. If they sneak in, he's your MVP. Because no one else on the team is going to step up. Like Rob Hellier can have 80 points. It's not going to matter because Jeff Teat will have 130. Like, that's what we're talking about right now. He's going to have more points by far than the next guy on the team, easily. He's going to have a better year because he's got some help now. And if a team makes the playoffs, write it down now. So again, Glenn Clark, Latrell Harris, Owen Hiltz, Del Bianco, Jeff Teat are my awards. Now, Loose Mash is back commenting saying, Mitch Jones, if Vegas is in the playoffs. No, again, I'm telling you now, I think Mitch Jones, and again, he's going to have a really good season, but it's like there's going to be so many other guys having better years on better teams. It wouldn't make any sense because Fraser, in order for the Dogs to make the playoffs, the Dogs have to have a good defense. Fraser and Klucci have to step up. And I'll be honest, if Jack Hanna's not there, they're not making the playoffs. And if you think they are, what is the scenario? If the Dogs this year have no Jack Hanna, it smells a lot like Philadelphia. And I know I might get shot down on social media for that. I don't care. What does Philadelphia have last year? Nick Damude. Nick Damude is better than Landon Kells. Better than Caleb Kahn right now. Last year, Philadelphia, Reserterz with Mitch Jones. Guys, Mitch Jones does not even have a Reserterz anymore. I'm telling you now, if Jack Hanna's not on that team, and we hope he is, there's no way Mitch Jones wins MVP. The team will not be that good. Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like, I don't know. Like, but again, it sounds like Vancouver bias though. It sounds like Vancouver. Like, it sounds like British Columbia boys talking. It sounds like West Coast people. Like, that's again, Mitch Jones. I wasn't around for those conversations. I don't think, and again, I like Mitch Jones, great player. I just think he's a top 10 player. I don't think he's a top 3 player or top 5. And you have to be a top 5 player to win MVP. Like, there's no Mitch Jones being a solid 8th, 9th, 10th best guy in the league does not mean he wins MVP. Because it means those other guys are still having great years. So that's my mindset. Nick Damude. I mean, yeah, listen, Damude to Vegas, sure. But yeah, that doesn't make any sense. You can't say Damude to Vegas and then follow that up with Caleb Kahn week 3 start. It doesn't make if they're putting Caleb Kahn in at week 3, there's no reason why Damude gets traded. Because at that point you go with your guy. Maybe. I don't know. And again, like, but again, like, why are we rebuilding Philadelphia? Much like Vancouver's rebuilding Calgary, why would Vegas continue to rebuild Philadelphia? That's why Mitch Jones to me is not the MVP. I just don't see a scenario where he's better than the other players. There's my awards. That was fun. Thanks to Dawson for Loose Mesh chiming in. All right, folks, you guys have a great rest of your day. Tomorrow we have another special guest on the show, a returning fellow, but he'll be on the show. And of course, guys, the games start Friday. Oh my. Aren't you excited that we're back to NLL action? And oh, by the way, also Friday. What time is it? My watch is running out. In 48 hours, you will know. Have a great day, everybody. This has been Dilly Dive. Bye. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. I am your host, Michael Karvelis, and this is Daily Dive. It is Thursday, November 27th, 2025, and this show begins now. We want to let you know we are streaming via the airwaves of North American Talk Radio on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to the channel before you head out to not have to worry about missing an episode and checking out all of our segments individually, different shorts, etc. Thank you for your support. On today's awesome show, we're going to start off with Kai the goalie. He will return to talk about his experience with PLL Streets and how that went down in Atlanta. We'll tell about his upcoming season, Georgia Swarm, and more stuff going on in Kai's life. Then we'll talk to Captain as he comes on the Thursday show to start building his NLL betting ladder. And finally, I'll make my playoff picks. I will not make the championship pick, but today you will find out who I have making the NLL finals. Now, before we get to Kai the goalie, I want to let you know that this show is presented by the ticketing platform at the Natter websites. Head to natalkradio.com if you need tickets to the next National Lacrosse League game and type in your favorites or local team. Again, natalkradio.com, click event tickets. And again, I told you guys, it's Vivid Seats, but I might have to worry about StubHub and seeing if we can latch onto those doors too, because apparently the NLL is going to be very invested with them, including StubHub Face-Off Week. I told you guys we've been doing a lot of free advertising. It's fine. All right, let's now bring on the kid, the GOAT, Kai the goalie. How are you, sir? How have you been?
I've been amazing, Michael. I've been doing so good. I'm so excited for this podcast on Thanksgiving morning. Had some pancakes this morning. Got some nice breeze out down here in Georgia, so it's really nice. I'm really excited.
Oh gosh, I just heard the Georgia accent kicking in. Woo, that was tough. You seem more comfortable this time. I guess that's because you've been doing a podcast. Just for the record, we're going to go through the bio here, but Loose Mesh did say the myth, the legend. Do we handle a superstar like Kai the goalie? There you go. You were running into Lacrosse Out Cancer. I believe you're still doing part of that. You're the host of Shutout Sessions, and we'll get to some guests you've recently had on. Junior Swarm goalie, even though you're the goalie of like 10 different teams that are competitive at this point, and you're also a Georgia Swarm fan. Does the bio look good?
What you say?
Does the bio look good?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, we're locked in. We're locked in. Now let's get the bio off the screen. Let's get you on the big screen, sir. All right. So let's first get into the initiative. Why we first had you on when you first came on the show was Lacrosse Out Cancer. Just explain to the people the work that you do and what you've learned really since the last time we've been on.
So, what I'm really proud of is last year we raised $2,600, and I was the leading fundraiser in Georgia, which I think is amazing. My community is seriously the best. Like on YouTube, I swear it's amazing. We come together and we made this. But this year, our new fundraising goal is $3,500, and since last year, it was 47 kids every single day diagnosed with pediatric cancer. This year, it's reduced to 41. I think that's amazing because that really shows that the people watching this, people watching my channel, the people that are all over the world in the lacrosse media is coming together and reducing what this horrible disease has caused.
That's right. So we want to appreciate you for the work that you do, and the fans, of course, that contribute to that as well. So I guess it does give you extra motivation to go on the podcast. It can be a drag to do media sometimes and play goalie and be awesome like yourself, but the good cause helps motivate you, right?
Yes, it's amazing. I really, I've said this so much on my channel. I've already said it on here. Literally, my community is so amazing. It's crazy how we come together and raise money for one cause. And it's amazing that people, it still gives us hope in the humanity that we have right now, that, people can still come together and raise money for a cause.
That's awesome, man. Let's get to your channel, because one of the things you do on the channel, you do a bunch of shorts and reels and stuff on social media. But shutout sessions, I remember the first time you came on, you hadn't really started that. You were a little bit, shy guy, and now like you're got a professional setup. We're locked in. We're feeling good on the microphone. Tell us about shutout sessions. I believe you just had a big guest. You can tell people about how that went.
Yeah, we recently had Mitchell Pelkey on, which is amazing. He's a really, really cool guy in person. Met him in Atlanta at one of his camps, and we had to get him on shutout sessions. But if y'all don't know what shutout sessions is, it's my podcast. We got the background back here, so kind of get a sneak peek on what it is. It's just a podcast where every single week we get coaches, anybody in the players, coaches, players, like anybody that's in the lacrosse media space on the podcast almost every single week. And we just talk lacrosse with them, ask questions about their career, and, just overall, like, talk about what's going on in lacrosse.
Now, I know that you're a nice guy, but Pelkey's got to be the biggest guest you've had, right?
Yeah,
he's up there.
We've had a lot of the TLN guys on. Alex Poole, Dukes, Hoagie.
Well, dude, yeah, that's right. Dukes was good. Yeah, that's cool.
We've had a bunch of the TLN guys on, but Mitchell Pelkey, he's up there with all of our guests. It's amazing that we got him on.
I love that. No, I was proud of you for that. I do want to get to your more Atlanta experience, specifically PLL Street. I think that's what it's called, PLL Street, right?
Yeah, PLL Street lacrosse.
Okay. So, again, living in Georgia, I'm like on the 4 hours away from that kind of part of Georgia, like doesn't even know anything about lacrosse. Can you tell people, because we have a lot of NLL fans, you know that. What is PLL Street like? What happens at that event, and what was cool about Atlanta? Tell us about your experience doing that.
So it was a private event, so everybody was contained in a fence area, and it was amazing. I love that they had street lacrosse in Atlanta, because it's kind of fast paced. It gets people excited. As you see, like, I don't know if you watched the live stream. If you did, it was sick. There was people like walking around the fenced in area, and they're like filming and stuff. It's just like a sick overall experience. I mean, it got the fast pace of box in there with the short field and everything. And there was a few electric moments, like Brett Dobson, my coach. He made this amazing diving save. He scored the game-winning goal and then stopped the game tying goal that would have brought them into overtime. So it was amazing. It was electric.
Was Paul Rabel playing or not this time?
Paul Rabel was not there at the event.
How dare he, sir? Knowing that Kai, the goalie, was in the flesh. Unbelievable. I did not know that. I'm mad now. Oh, I mean, Coach Dobson being there was kind of fun too, though. So you said Pelkey was there, Dobson. What other lacrosse names were there that you were like, oh my gosh, you're actually here in Atlanta?
I mean, Kevin Boiler was really fun to meet in person. Alex Poole, Kevin Boiler and Alex Poole did the actual broadcast on the live stream.
That's right.
And we had Georgia Tech and FSU playing there, so all the players from the team was really cool.
And you were like, yeah, go ahead.
This was the most diverse amount of teams that we've had in PLL Street Lacrosse, whether that been in Chicago and New York. That was the most diverse amount of teams that we had. We had club, we had the PLL, we had the All-Stars, we had the Boys and Girls Club playing. That was amazing.
You were rooting. Wait. I know you're a Florida fan, so but that means you're rooting against Florida State, right? Like you were a Georgia Tech fan. Okay, good. Was this your first street experience, or had you been to the other ones before?
This is my first PLL Street Lacrosse. So yeah, it was really fun to be there.
Well, you're a world traveler. I had to make sure. I had to dial it in. All right, now I'm going to focus on the Junior Swarm. What season for you, though, starts December 6th? Like, what team is that?
It's actually my Stingers team.
Okay.
So, we collected a bunch of players from my Thrashers team, my West team, all the teams I've played for in the past. We brought all these players together, and we brought this absolute powerhouse of a team, bringing it all the way to the chip. We've been there 2 times. The 2 seasons I've played, got injured last season, so we went up short in the championship game. So I'm bringing them back this year. We're gonna win that. We're gonna win it by 1,000,000 goals, right?
Now wait a minute. Wait, so you guys are, let me get this straight. You're stacking the deck. You're kind of like the Warriors and the Bandits. You ain't gonna give another team a chance here. Come on, Kai. Where's the competitive spirit here, man?
We got a stacked team this year. I'm so excited.
Got the little Monstars. Unbelievable. What other teams do you play for? I know you do a lot of field lacrosse too. Just tell me, rattle off some teams. I believe you're goalie for all of them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So what teams do you play for?
West Forsyth Youth Lacrosse, Deep South Thrashers, Junior Swarm, and Stingers.
Oh, yes, right. You were at the junior. How cool was that? Because I know like the juniors was a big event. Being with the other, I mean, there might be a farm system, but being with the other aspiring junior NLL teams, I know like the Rock and the Bands are always usually on top of that. But how cool was that? Was that your first time doing junior NLL or what?
Yeah, it was my first time doing junior NLL. Cool. It was such a fun experience. Got to drive up the entire way to the tournament. You know, we're all the way down here in Georgia. You just got to imagine how many states we went to all the way up to Canada. Saw Niagara Falls. It was just such a like amazing life experience in a whole. Like being in a different country for the first time. Being all the way up north for the first time was amazing. Seeing the Niagara Falls was amazing. Being in that tournament with all these players that have the chance to be future NLL players are amazing. There was coaches there. There was like everybody was there, and it was just such a fun experience.
It's like you realize, you know, Georgia's like Atlanta's growing lacrosse, and you go up north like, oh, lacrosse heaven, this is great.
Yeah.
Also, I'm glad your dad let you drive. That was nice.
Whatever, like a flagrant foul here is like just a normal check over there. It's like insane.
Oh, jeez.
It's like Canada box is a different type of box. It's a different sport, man.
They're mean, man, but they want it. I love it. Well, I guess I don't know why I lost train of thought on that one, but we're glad that you were there. Oh, the mic'd up thing the NLL did. You were a character, man. Like, where's my water bottle? That was great.
Yeah, the ref took my water bottle mid-game. That was the most tragic thing that happened in the entire
And I'm not like ref. I'm not the game is rigged kind of guy. When you take the goalie's water bottle, say, "What money do you have on this game, sir? I need my water. Come on." You did get it back though, right?
No, like literally, you just took my water bottle away.
There was like no Gatorade or nothing for you.
No.
Do better, NLL. Unbelievable. The kids are dehydrated out there. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. All right. We got to talk about it. We touched on Brad Dobson. I had some fun. I had a tweet that fired more people up than I like to admit. But Swarm got a lot of new faces, man. How we feel? Oh, Pat Gregoire, Kai the Goat. Well, Kai the goalie works too, but Kai the Goat also works. So Kai, Georgia Swarm, man. I got him making the playoffs. I think Dobson is a big reason why. Tell me who you're looking forward to seeing and how good do you think the Swarm can do.
Well, I mean, losing Andrew Q, my favorite player
Captain Clark
on the entire Georgia Swarm on on offense is like it was very hard to hear. But right. You know, I think it's better for the team. Kind of last year, I think we had a bunch of players that didn't really match the position they were playing. It was kind of all over the place, like they were just throwing guys out there. And I think a restart from like getting a clean sheet, clean canvas, to we can build the team back. I think is really good.
Caleb Benedict is a guy I've seen in person. A couple, Torin Eccleston. There's a few young cats on the roster, or any of them that stand out that you, because we all know Lyle's awesome. He posted a video on Instagram. I was like, that was great. Like he looks locked in. But tell me, besides Dobson and Lyle, is there any guys that you're looking for, like is Eccleston? Like, what young guys are you looking to see that stand out? Because I know you pay attention to the team more than I do.
I'm looking forward just to see how these young players get into, like, fit into their pieces on the Swarm. Because I know these people are going to be the future of our team. I'm really not set on a singular player. I'm really just focused on how they're going to put their pieces on the team and make them better.
Team mentalities, love it. How angry are we that we're going to Edmonton? Like, I'm not going to Edmonton. What are we doing here? Like they stole our team for a week. What are we doing?
It's like, I don't know. Like
it's bittersweet.
It's something. I don't really pay attention to that much. Really, I'm more paying attention to the games that we need to win and the games that we need to make the saves and we need to play on defense. We need to score and we need to win those games.
Pat Gregoire gave us a little layup here. Jacob Hickey is going to be a stud. I like that. There's a lot of new faces for the Swarm, man. Tell me, let's do some predictions. We'll send this clip to Brad Dobson, all right? You give me a pick. What is the save percentage in, like, just for Brett Dobson? Are we gonna hit 80? Because I need it. I need it in the worst way.
Hopefully we can hit 100, but
I'm
going for like in the 70 range.
70?
Probably like a 76%, 70%.
No. See, you're too nice to that guy. We're going 80 or above, baby. It's all happening. You still want to get in the street lacrosse is going to translate over to the season.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm going to watch that back now and realize like this guy was like just like LeBron. I can't believe that. It's amazing you said that. Kai, thank you, sir. Best of luck on all the championships you are going to win in the future. Oh, Goosehead. Plug some Goosehead, pal.
Yeah, I got the Goosehead hat on right now. Their official sponsor.
Yes.
Shout Out Sessions podcast. You know, my hat, usually, it's on the Christmas tree back there. But I put the ATL hat back there. I got it on right now.
The mini Christmas
really sick
tree.
Apparel. It's high quality, amazing company. The people there are just amazing. Absolute, like, it's just amazing quality clothing off street lacrosse wear. It's just amazing. I wear it like almost every single day to school too.
You better like show them kids like, hey, listen, man, it's easy. Okay, so that's one more sponsor. Like in terms of like if we were like head to head right now, our stat sheet would say one podcast each, and you have the sponsor, so you're winning. Congratulations, sir. Okay, Kai, thank you so much. I hope to see you at another Swarm game this year. We did meet in person. That was cool. I should have pulled the picture. What kind of person am I? But thank you for coming on again. We will have you on more this season, hopefully when the Swarm are doing well, which is going to happen. But if I see you in person, that's going to be awesome too. Keep doing awesome and keep getting more comfortable on the mic, man. You might take my job one day.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on.
Kai the goalie. See, when Pack once grows up, he was like Kai the goalie. Thank you, Kai. I love that. Listen, man, I told you guys, the guy is he has gotten better at that, and now I'm like, I need to watch my surroundings, because if he's gonna have 10 sponsors by the time I get one. It's fine. I was so happy the Brett Dobson story. It was awesome. Like just taking over the street. That's amazing. It's amazing. All right, when we come back, we're gonna bring on Captain. A little bit of change of pace. If you are a kid watching, listen, man, I'm sorry. We're talking gambling next. This is how it is. You're watching Daily Dive. Don't go anywhere. I know you won't. We're right back.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
That's a hard act to follow, Captain. How you doing?
Good. Wow, Kai, he's a professional.
Dude, what happened?
Holy.
He grew up overnight. I can't believe this.
The setup, man, and how he is on camera. That's goals, baby. That's goals.
God, the personality is just, I'm telling you, we're all done. We're all done.
Yes, sir.
So now, like I said before, if you are a kid watching, I'm sorry, the next segment is one day you can do this, but not yet. We don't encourage it either. Okay. Patrick Major, aka Captain, is here. Good to see you, sir. We have a bio for you too. You've hit 2 in 11 hours, more than anybody else I know. Roughnecks fan. The red is back. How cool is that?
I like it.
I'm excited for that. Also, now he's back. Now he's viewing the show. You can't stop him. Sports gambler. You do. There are people out there that get picks. Myself, who doesn't put money on it. You do. Thank you. and Daily Dive team member, my guy. All right, so, Captain, it is Star Date Thanksgiving in the U.S. How are you doing, sir?
I'm great. Just kind of dealing with the snowstorm we got up here, but that just means we need to make some money on these ladders so we can fly south.
That's right. And we can pay for more heat bills.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing great. We have been excited this moment. For those wondering, it's not Friday yet. That's a great point. It's not Friday yet. This guy has a real job like the rest of us. So thank you, Captain, for your service. Okay, so we do have a cute little graphic scrolling across the screen. Will be odds for the week according to FanDuel. No sponsor, but I'm just throw up one of the most universal ones you can have. And DraftKings has only one game, so forget them. We're not doing them this week. All right, Captain, there are 2 games you're going to get to, but first explain to the people what a ladder in betting is. Just refresh our brains, please.
Ladder betting is just a little bit more of an entertaining way to build up some money when you start with a small bet.
Right.
Can vary if you want to start with $1, $2, $5, $10, $50, whatever, but essentially every week we're going to scroll through the books, find a pick or 2 we like, and bet that out with a starting amount. And if it wins, then we double it up with the winnings on the next week until we hit our goal.
Or you might fall flat on your face from missing one wrong.
Let's not talk negativity this early. It's week 1.
Unbelievable. How dare me? So I guess for people that actually put their money on this, once you're in a book, you have to stay in that book, right? There is no, unless you withdraw to be dumb, you just kind of stay on one book, build up the bankroll, right?
Yeah, I encourage people to have multiple books so that
Correct.
you can kind of watch the lines. But when we get 4 or 5 steps in, and we're talking $2,000-$3,000, yeah, you might want to stick with one book. It'd probably be the best. If you got the means, though, finding better value on each book is definitely the way to go. But I'm going to pick one book for each ladder and try to kind of stick with that, so anyone that wants to follow can kind of tail.
What book did you choose for the ladder we're about to show people? We're about to give people.
Well, unfortunately, as my post went this morning, not all the books have the lines out, so this is kind of the tricky part. So I've got Bet365 is available in Ontario, most places. So I've started out with my greedy ladder and a smaller ladder on Bet365.
We're gonna get to the greedy as well, but this is I love this, by the way. Captain's Ladder, presented by Elevated Truck and Crane. Thanks for the good people that do the real climbing and not just on ladder bets. Right. So, sir, give us, we're going to start with the greedy stuff. We have, OTV's positive vibes only, II Captain. All right, so, greedy. How does this work, and which games are we doing?
All right, so our greedy ladder is going to be plus odds every week, so we want to try to get as many double ups as we can. So this week I love the under 23.5 on Toronto Rock versus Oshawa.
Gotcha.
We got Rosie with a career of, say, I think it was about 10.18 goals against average versus Dougie. Dougie's had his struggles here and there, but one of his better seasons was under 11 goals against average. So 2 decent goalies going head to head here. A couple of teams that have changed their appearance a little bit. And then if we go off last season, the Rock had 13 of 18 games under 23.5. And Oshawa had 12 of 18 games under 23.5. So I really like that pick, and I'm going to throw in Del Bianco and the Vancouver Warriors, who were phenomenal at home last season, starting off at home against the Colorado Mammoth, who again went through vast changes that may put them a little bit back from last season, but Vancouver is looking like a powerhouse. So week 1, we got Oshawa Rock under 23.5 parlayed with the Warriors money line for greedy ladder step 1.
That's plus 196, almost 2-to-1 odds on FanDuel for the record. I'm not sure what it is on Bet365. That's FanDuel. That's awesome. That's good stuff there. So It's funny you mentioned Nick Rose. I never really looked at this before. I probably should have. In his career, this spans over 11,200 minutes. Has a career save percentage just by all those minutes of 78.9. That's not too shabby. That's incredible for an entire career. That's nuts. And like you said, 10.44. Obviously, defense in front of you helps. Hello, Toronto, which we're also banking on. But that's crazy. Ooh, and I've said all year, Doug Jamieson, incredibly underrated at this point, which doesn't make any sense to me. All right. Now for the rookies or for the people that are plus money, come on, we're just trying to make money, pal. Let's go safe. Let's go safe. Let's take one safe step. No flip-flops. We're just feeling good with solid steel-toed shoes.
Yeah, so our single pick $50 to $1,000 ladder, which we're going to have odds that are usually around minus 150, give or take, depending on the week. But I'm going to go with the Vancouver Warriors money line for that pick. Again, I love how they are at home. I'm excited about their season. They're a team that I want to see do great things. They got a big barn, and I'd love to see them outdo the Vancouver Canucks out there with a fan base after this season when they take home the championship.
Absolutely. Well, there you go. Sneak peek. 50 to win, 29.41 on FanDuel, minus 170. Like you said, but as far as you'll go to the left there, but it's still pretty good odds. And like you said, the key is the first step, and after that, it's like you really have to start getting. But I love the one steps. Like, and by the way, for those wondering, I know Captain did not advise this, so I'm not saying to do this. Oshawa is plus 110 on FanDuel, and I know that game could go either way. But if you want the plus money greedy ladder, you can actually just do one leg. But just be careful, because I like actually yours better.
I'm going to say on that note, and I'm sure DraftKings might catch up to it, but this morning they had the under 23.5 at plus money on DraftKings. Craziness.
I might have to check that on the other side, but that's awesome. Now we do have something else, because people are like, okay, a bunch of betting. These guys are a bunch of scumbags making money.
Degenerates.
Just bending the NLL over. Unbelievable. But there's something we have to tell the fans. I want to thank you in advance for this. Captain, where will you be tomorrow, and how much fun are you going to have?
I am going to the first ever home game of the Oshawa Firewolves with boots on the ground for at Daily Dive Lax, baby.
I love it. Oh, wait, that deserves a... Now, the challenge is to see if the crowd is louder than what we just heard.
I'm sure they will be. It's looking like it's about a sold-out place there. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, you might want to scatter quick to see what you can get.
And for the record, for those that knock the resales, event tickets tab on NATalkRadio.com still has some, for the record. So
perfect. Jump on over.
I know a bunch of bums decided to sell them back to people, but that's what you can get. That's what you can get. Thankfully, you have a media pass, but don't tell me about that. Anyways.
Just a heads up, if anyone's watching this that's going to the Oshawa game and you want to share your experience, reach out to us on Instagram or X. Shoot us a DM with where you're sitting, what you're doing, and I'll try my best to get around to everybody I can.
Yeah, he's going to be popular after a while, but for the record, is it daily.lax? Instagram, open DMs. Twitter's a lot more scummy with that, so Instagram, I definitely encourage people to do that, but like you said, the more people that want to get on video to talk about the experience, the more content we have, etc. OTs. Oh, I forgot. Teddy and Pat are doing that game, and they should see what the TCC. So there you go.
Oh, beauty.
That would be cool. You know what's funny? I know they'll be busy, but if you can stick around after the play-by-play, or even before the play-by-play, is try to see if you can get a picture with old Pat and Teddy Bear. I mean, or the Ted General.
Yeah, buddy, that'd be great. I don't know if I'm worthy of being in their presence, but
which one?
Oh, don't. Okay, we're picking sides early. It's week 1. Come on, let's wait till halfway through their pick'ems before we decide this.
That's right. Oh, unbelievable content is big. Okay, we're gonna let you go. We're gonna let you get back to work. Again, this was Captain's Ladder, star date November 27th. Presented by Elevated Truck and Cane. That company. Keep climbing safely, Captain.
Yes, sir. Enjoy.
Yes, sir. Captain, everybody. Now, like I said before, welcome back. That will be a segment we will do mostly on Fridays, but sometimes, like I said, job calls, and Thursday's good enough. We're good. Again, he is Oshawa Toronto under 23.5, expecting a really good defensive matchup. And again, Vancouver money line, if you just want to be safe, he recommends Vancouver money line. Again, he's hit the ladders. I have not. No one has, really. And all the ladders, like, who's tried that besides him? So thank you for that. All right. You thought all that was fun? Honey, we ain't done yet. Because guess what's happening next? I'm going to break down my playoff matchups based on the standings that I had. You want to stay tuned? I will give my finals matchup. Will not give a champion until tomorrow. But we're excited for this. You are watching Daily Dive. This show wraps up next. Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
For business inquiries, please email dailydivelAX@gmail.com. Or, of course, if you have any questions or concerns, you can do that too. But we're trying to tie Kai the goalie and the sponsors. And so far, he's got one. I've got none. So keep that in mind moving forward. You're like, wait a minute. Daily Dive's not too bad. I agree. Oh, man. So earlier, we talked to Kai the goalie, who told us a lot of fun stories. He has on Mitchell Pelkey. That dropped yesterday. Search Kai the goalie as one word on YouTube, and his page is right there. His little character kind of looks like him. Like, oh, that was like Kai the goalie. It's him. Shutout sessions. Also talking about the Georgia Swarm coming season. Captain came on the show next to give us his ladder picks for this week. He will not be on tomorrow. He came on today. We love it. Captain did tell us he's got Toronto Oshawa under 23.5. combined with Vancouver money line. And then if you want to just do one of those steps, Vancouver money line is his safe ladder. Alrighty, folks, it is now time to talk about my predictions, but really get down to them here. All right. Who wins the playoff games and who makes the finals? Let's find out right now. Okay. Now, based on my predictions and my season standings, I have number 1 Vancouver hosting number 8 Las Vegas. I've got Vancouver to win that single elimination game. They will play the winner of number 4 Oshawa and number 5 Rochester, possibly one of the toughest of the single elimination games. I am going to pick Oshawa. I thought about Rochester, really wanted to buy into that everybody's sleeper team, which really is funny how that ended up happening. I'm going with Oshawa, though. I think Oshawa is a meaner defensive team. Oshawa has the better, more reliable goalie for now, and Oshawa does enough offensively to hang. So Rochester, for me, would have to take a lot of great steps this year. I don't think they will take that much if they're going to beat a gritty team like Oshawa, especially again in single elimination. That is where that matters. In Oshawa, I think the Firewolves take the W. They will take on Vancouver in the best of 3. Now, other side of the bracket for me. Number 2, Buffalo Bandits. Number 7, Toronto Rock. I have told you guys before, I think the Rock could make the finals. In a single elimination game, if this was a best of 3, I would pick Buffalo. But I told myself, the only way I do it here is if I'm scared of what Bandits fans say about me. We all know I don't care. I'm going with Toronto to upset Buffalo in the single elimination round number 1. Bingo. Okay, so if everyone thinks Rochester's a sleeper, are they no, they're not. So there you go. But I think that Toronto, again, if there was a 3-game series, Matt Vince till I die. Unfortunately, single elimination, folks, if you think Toronto couldn't do that, the Georgia Swarm 2 years ago almost went into Buffalo and did that. All right? They lost by, I think, 1 or 2 goals. That game was ridiculously close. There is a real chance Buffalo, I believe that was the year they were trying to repeat. And Georgia had them right there. Okay? So Toronto's young guys stomping on them early, I could 1,000% see happening. Again, if this matchup happens in single elimination, I think the Rock could overcome their demons. I know it says a lot, but 3 games for our lives, I'm thinking Matt Vince. 1 game, I'm thinking that young Rock roster. The Rock would play the winner of the number 3 Saskatchewan Rush hosting the number 6 Georgia Swarm. I think the Rush take that game. I feel confident about that. Again, I think you have to hear me out. If it's a single, the only way I think it happens is if it's single elimination. I do not think it happens in a 3-game series. The only way I'm predicting that is if it lines up with my standings. Again, I will be on record now. If they meet in a 3-game series, Buffalo. But 1 game to piss off the Bandits, again, the Swarm did that 2 years ago and almost came out of there with a win. I could easily see Toronto doing that and shocking the world. Now, I think Saskatchewan, like I said, would be Georgia. My semifinals matchups would be number 1 Vancouver, having home field advantage against the number 4 Oshawa Firewolves. I think this series goes to 3 games. I'm picking Vancouver to come out of there with a victory in Game 3. Oshawa is going to be super competitive, but I do believe by the time we reach the playoffs, Vancouver is hitting their stride. I think to start the year, Kermalaski went on the Lax class with Jake Elliott and kid Lucas Argier, I think. Lucas, I'll say. And Lucas asked Malowski about the team, and Malowski was saying he was not happy with the way they performed in the preseason. He wants them to be better week 1. I think it will take about 5 or 6 weeks. But by the time we get here, I just see Oshawa playing well. I just think Vancouver gets the job done in that series. Now, so again, I have Vancouver in the finals. Number 7, Toronto. It's number 3, Saskatchewan. Again, I told you guys, I think the Rock could very well make the finals. It's not happening. It's not happening. The Rush are going back. Thank you. The Rush are going back to the NL Finals. They will play Vancouver for what is known as the National Lacrosse League Cup. I'm not telling you who wins, but I think Saskatchewan would beat Toronto in 3. I do trust the Rock to look good. I think the Rush, again, are hell-bent. They looked angry. And if they know they don't have to play Buffalo, that could inspire them to make it through that round. And again, I think they're just a better roster than Toronto. Even if Toronto makes a trade, I'm going with the Rush to make it back. Rush, Warriors, in a Western region/conference finals. Okay, I'm sorry, we're staying up late in June because when the Rush play the Warriors, there'll be a lot of late games. All right, so there you go. Find out tomorrow though who wins my finals between Saskatchewan and Vancouver. Thanks so much for tuning in to today's episode of Daily Dive on North American Talk Radio. You guys are awesome. Thanks for the comments. And by the way, this deserves credit because this podcast / daily show is still building, is still trying to be consistent. Well, we already are consistent. By the way, we're trying to stick on YouTube and die on YouTube. And we believe, yes, they're going to go TSN with love. That might be sarcasm. Oh, well, yeah, they'll like all Canada. That's a great point. But again, yesterday's show, folks, this is awesome. It's not much, but 172 views on yesterday's show when we had no guests. I'm very grateful. I thank you for that. I know a lot of you are replay viewers, so again, appreciate you no matter how you tune in. But that was our second most viewed show so far. And again, last year, I don't think we touched 100 views once. We are doubling, tripling, quadrupling, all that stuff, our views this year. Help us out, grow. Again, I'm all for having guests. I'm all for having conversation. That's how we and the league grow at the same time. All right, everybody. This has been Daily Dive. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. We will have Gamble Guy and Pat Gregoire on the show. Stay safe, everybody, and eat all the food you want, and then work it off tomorrow. This has been Daily Dive. Have a great day, everybody. Bye. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. I am your host, Michael Karvelis, and this is Daily Dive. It is Friday, November 28, 2025, and this show begins now. It is week 1 of the NLL season. We are streaming live via the airwaves of North American Talk Radio on YouTube, and be sure to subscribe to help out the channel. And just, be sure you don't have to, who wants to be on Twitter all day and find out when the show's happening? I mean, it's every day at 10 o'clock, but there's other things like segments and other cool stuff that pops up. So that's what she said, but you'll be happy about that. Before we get started, I want to let you know the show is presented by the event tickets tab at the Natter website. Head to natalkradio.com and click that tab and search for your favorite or local National Lacrosse League team. And again, I said it before, we're on Vivid Seats, but I feel like with StubHub NLL partnership, I don't know, but it still gets you tickets either way. So we appreciate that. On today's awesome show, our first guest will be Gamble Guy. Sharp tongue, sharp bets. Watching NLL hardcore for the first time this year, he is excited to get rocking and rolling. He's so hard right now. Our second segment will be another guest, Pat Gregoire, who's not from France, but sounds like it. He's actually from Oshawa today. He should be at the TCC as we speak, so we'll bring him on. And, of course, we will give the show's pick'em from myself, Joel Watson, Hunter Smith, and Frick. And then our best bets from myself, Frick, and Gamble Guy. Gamble Guy, of course, will get his on air. And then, of course, we'll remind you of what Captain's Ladder looks like based on yesterday's show. Enough mumbo jumbo. Let's get into this now. Gamble Guy's here. Oh, my.
I can't believe you said I'm hard. My eyes are up here. Let's go. They call it Black Friday. I call it Bright Friday because officially Christmas time. I got the tree up.
That's right.
We got tennis tonight. We got Purdue basketball at noon. Big time football tonight. I love it. And my first full season of watching the National Lacrosse League. And I'm coming hot with some bets. You couldn't even believe I'm making 4 bets in my first ever attempt. Let's go.
Well, we all have to lose our virginity someday, and here that's the mug is perfect. Thank you, sir. Okay, so there are 4 games this weekend. Scrolling across the bottom is the FanDuel odds from the FanDuel Sportsbook, just because I had to choose a book, and they were the ones this week I chose. So I believe, like you said, have all 4 bets. Like, all games have a bet for you. So let's jump right into the game tonight. Toronto against Albany. I'm so sorry. Woo! Wow, that hurt. That hurts. Woo! Albany is in Oshawa tonight. I can't even do it. Toronto's in Oshawa tonight. Okay? The Rock are favored. The total's at 23.5. What is your take on this game and why?
I think you're still flustered by calling me hard. Oh, let's go. Listen, I'm sure Oshawa is excited to open up at the Tribunal Community Center or whatever, Tribune Community Center. I mean, they are excited, very excited. Not so fast, my friend. The Toronto Rock didn't move. They're not in a new home. Correct. And they're hungry from last year's bad showing. I like the Toronto Rock. And you know what? I'm going to lay the 1.5. I really don't care. If you look at their point differential last year, right?
Yeah.
It was better than almost all the teams with a losing record. They had a pretty good point differential.
Correct.
Outscored 208 to 109. I think they were a piece or 2 away from being a really good team. Of course, they were next to last behind Las Vegas. But this is more of I told you backstage, of my 4 bets, this was the one. It was more of a gut feeling, not just, I don't have a ton of data. But right. I feel like Toronto is going to ruin. I don't like doom and gloom. I don't like sad stories, but I just feel like everybody's hyped up about Oshawa's home opener after the big move from Albany. And I just feel like Toronto's going to come in and take a big steam and dump on that celebration. So,
it would be interesting. I'll put it this way. I am shocked because you'll see on our pick'em graphic later on the show, full disclosure, not many people believe in the Rock in the first game. I don't know why. I actually really love, because last year when the Riptide went to Ottawa, like when Long Island relocated to Ottawa, I was on the same mindset. Like, they're still readjusting, even though they're from there. They had to readjust. And I feel like that does matter. Like, they're not comfortable in their own barn yet. They couldn't be.
Now, new arena, new barn, new fans, new surroundings, a lot of high expectations.
Pressure.
High expectations sometimes lead to really disappointed results. So we'll see. I mean, it's just a gut feeling of the 4 games I picked.
Show your mug. It's like, sweaty sticks. That's how it feels. I'm saying? Yes. All right. Next game. We got a few of them tomorrow night. First one is San Diego in Ottawa. The other but this one with a Toa. The Fighting Jeff Teat and the Black Bears. They're hosting. Seals were favored, and that also is a little bit odd to me. Just full disclosure, these teams are weird because, like, the Seals get their goalie back, but it's like, has the Black Bears defense improved? Where are you at with this San Diego Ottawa game, sir?
I don't care who's going to win. All I know is this game will be played by the 2 highest scorers last year. Teat and why don't I remember his name?
Wesley Berg.
Thank you. Yes. So I'm taking the over 22.5. I think that's going to be a fairly easy number to hit.
Yeah.
On the over, and whoever wins. I mean, good for them. But that's the angle I'm taking.
Seals last year had 215 goals. Black Bears only had 183, but I think, like you said, like Wesley Berg obviously helps that. I'm curious to see how comfortable Jeff Teat looks, because for a down year when you still score 56 goals, like, that seems pretty good. And the fact that Origlieri is still halfway in the firefighting department right now, the Seals goalie, could happen.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Black Bears fixed their defensive problems overnight. So yeah, I like the over. That's a good pick.
Well, I mean, if Teat can score 3 or 4, Berg score 3 or 4, we're almost halfway to our over under. I'm feeling good about that one. Looks like you have a viewer, Rock, Seals, Bandits, Warriors. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, and I like, again, picking the Rock seems like a bold prediction at this point. The Seals Black Bears game to me is the hardest one to pick just straight up. I'm winning because I don't know like who's going to take the step, who's going to fall back, etc. How can I? It's just it's two of those teams where it's like it's middling and everyone's like standings. Like people think they make the playoffs. Like the first match was going to tell us a lot in my opinion. So I do like picking the Seals though. Good for them.
Yeah.
And as for, again, the over, that almost made my best bet. So that was well done. And watch it fall flat on his face, but hey, we're good.
Hey, it's my first year as a full NLL fan, so I have a pretty good track record of betting in general.
There you go.
I'm going to soak in the first weekend and see where I was wrong. I'm feeling good about the first two, though. I'm just telling you, I'm a human emotions guy. I think the Rock are going to, take advantage of the Oshawa pressure, and I think the two highest scorers from last year in one game is going to put us over. I'm feeling good.
I like it too. All right, third game. Welcome to the dark side. Thank you, Captain. Thank you for your ladder as well. Georgia Swarm at the Buffalo Bandits tomorrow night, 7:30. All times are Eastern, by the way. I didn't mention that before. Swarm are it's very weird because we don't know what they're going to be. They could be super competitive, but Pat Gregoire said last on OTCB podcast after dark, they might have to be a top 3 defensive team to make the playoffs, which could be true. Buffalo Bandits defending 3-time champions. Crazy. What's your take?
It's crazy. Look, this might be the game. This probably is the game of the week. I mean, Georgia was 9-9 last year, but their goal differential, they were only outscored by 3 goals the entire season. That tells me they were a play here or there away from 12, 13 wins. I think this is the game of the week, but you never bet against the 3-time defending champ in week 1. You just don't do it. Because can anybody dethrone these guys? So far, no. I'm taking the Bandits money line on this one, just straight up. But Oshawa's the game of the week. Because he's there. Okay. I just saw one of the comments. I think pound for pound, this is probably going to be the tightest game, I would think. But I got the Bandits money line just because, honestly, they're the best team in the league right now.
I like the idea of just don't fade the champs yet. You gave me the cover. I can change it on the graphic later, but when people see that graphic,
did I? Okay. No. Let's stick with what I said to begin with.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'll lay the 1.5. That's where the gamble really comes in again, because Georgia was only outscored by 3 goals all year last year. That's on average 0.3 goals per loss, so it could go either way.
Andrew Q had 28 goals last year. And Brendan Bomberry had 13. They are now away from the team in different places, so that might help your cover just for the record.
Yeah.
But even though I've said Andrew Q's last year was not that great, even though he's clutch, it's a lot of empty calories if you look at the numbers. But I like the cover.
I mean, if we're going to talk about it, Buffalo had the 2 leading points per game players last year in Josh Byrne and Dane Smith. So.
There you go. Yes.
Unless those guys have bum ankles and a little bit of a drinking problem last night, and they're still trying to get the hangover.
That's right.
That game's tomorrow. So as long as they don't drink heavily tonight, I think they'll be okay.
Good job. All right. Vancouver Warriors are hosting the Colorado Mammoth. Warriors are -170, also -1.5. The total's at 21.5. Dude, Graham Perro, and this, I believe this might go to your point. Last night, Graham Perro sent a question to the OTCB mailbag, and he was saying, so many teams have high expectations and don't even live up to half of them. And I'm paraphrasing, but is it possible Vancouver's not as great as they are? Kermorlowski was on record on Lax Class this week saying, I do not like our preseason. I'm like, week 1 could be a dandy. What is your thoughts on Colorado and Vancouver?
I like taking the points with Colorado. This is a rematch of the season opener last year where Colorado beat them 11-7. So I kind of like taking the 1.5. I think we're going to have, I could be completely wrong, I think we're going to have a lot of tight games week 1. I think there's been a lot of build up to this season. I think the CBA and all the behind the scenes and people, quite frankly, attacking you with some rumors. Everybody's been in a tizzy, and I think that's been a build-up. Again, I'm a motion guy, to what we may look back and say this was a wild first weekend where we had a lot of tight games. I'm feeling this is going to be close. Colorado beat them in the season opener last year. I'm sticking with the Mammoth. I'm taking the 1.5 goals.
I like that. And Del Bianco Ward is an interesting matchup because those, like last year, Del Bianco was disgusting when he got to Vancouver finally. Ward had a 79.6, which is up there with like the elite of the elites. And the team was 8-9 with him somehow.
Right.
He could keep them in the game single-handedly. And if that offense is not gelling to where Kurt Malosky feels like he needs to say something like that, that could help your cover a lot.
Well, I mean, no offense to Del Bianco. He is what he is, but 82% save percentage last year. But I mean, most of these guys have pretty impressive, who's the best? Who's the best, save percentage in the league?
I would go with Del Bianco, gun to my head, but
82% is the best then?
Yeah. So Nick Rowe. That's like if you hit 82, like you if you're not leading it, someone else went berserk. I'll put it that way. Because Nick Rose and Del Bianco were both only guys doing that last year.
Yeah, Nick. I mean, there was a couple ahead of them, but I mean, they didn't have the games played.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
But if you do anything over 80, you're like one of the best goalies in the world.
Okay. Well, I mean, because I'm looking at the standings now on NLStats.com.
Graham Perro, shout out.
And it looks like most people are 75% or higher. So it's like 75 to 82% is kind of the range there.
75 to 78 is kind of like but like 78 and above is like, come on.
Okay. Yeah. Still taking the Mammoth.
After all that.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Are you excited? I mean, I know you are, but like, how are you? We're balancing football and all this other sports right now. I think NLL is up there, man. I think NLL is fun to watch.
Are you asking how am I going to do it?
I'm asking how are you excited for the season?
Yes. I mean, if you're asking how am I going to juggle football and all that, Daddy's got 2 TVs in the room. So, yeah. So I'll be watching my Boilermakers get completely curb stomped at the end of the night while I also watch the Toronto Rock get me my first bet ever in the NLL.
That would be sick. Thank you, Gamble Guy, for coming on the show. It has been awesome. Nice fedora. Is that what that's called? That's exactly.
Thanks for coming on the show.
That's so many references. Have a great one, man. Oh yeah, I was waiting. That was good. Perfect mug, by the way. Not just the face. Not just. Oh, that's bad. All right. Coming up next is Pat Gregoire. Boots on the ground. Speaking of the devil, he is in the Oshawa. We'll be right back. Daily Dive. Don't go anywhere. I know you won't.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sports book, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. What's up, man? Oh, this guy. Unmute, pal.
How we doing? Are we good now? First time on this thing, right?
Yeah, he would say that. So is that inside the arena? Wow. That's a nice place.
It's actually a wicked barn. The Oshawa Generals OHL team plays here. Got a lot of great I've been here, a billion times, so it's pretty cool seeing the turf out, having a pro team here, and the buzz is real around the city, around the area. I'm ready to get this thing going, man.
Is this Walking Bets?
This might be Walking Bets. Unfortunately, not as visually appealing as the original version.
I don't know what you're talking about. All right, so we just found out what the cigar was from Gamble Guy. That's him saying Oscar something or other 201. There you go.
Well, that's not a big deal. Obviously, his bets have been going well.
So I did add to the bio that you're OTCB. Are you tired from last night?
No, I'm all fired up from last night. I mean, OTCB After Dark was great. I want to thank you and all the other viewers and listeners for hopping in. That was great. It was good to have the chat, despite it getting a little unhinged at some points, but it was a lot of fun, man.
Full disclosure for the people, Pat Gregor does represent CoolBet. I just put FanDuel. I'm sorry, man. The ticker will display accordingly. However, there are 4 games to get to, but we're going to focus on the ones you want to as well first, and we'll see if we have time afterwards.
Sure.
Obviously, the elephant in the room is the room you're in. You and Teddy Bear are up there with Toronto at Oshawa. Tell me how you're feeling about this game. Gamble Guy, in case you're wondering, just came on the show and thought the Rock could not only win but cover because the relocation thing, which no one's taking the Rock. They're all taking Oshawa, me included. How are we feeling?
This one, you couldn't pay me to pick a side. I think both these teams are supremely even matched. Very young, youthful offenses. You get a healthy Mark Matthews, who I think is going to have just a fantastic year with Toronto. Right. I think Dyson Williams is really poised to have such a breakout season. And then you look at the defenses. I think you could definitely argue Toronto's defense is a little more top heavy with some of the bigger names like Latrell Harris and Brad Cree. But when you look at Albany's defense, they're deep, man. They are deep. They're a hardworking, gritty group. You've talked about their grit and getting under guys' skin. Yes. You look at the 2 goalies, man, number 1 and number 2 in save percentage last year. And everyone wanted to talk about how a little bit of a down year for Doug Jamieson, which I don't buy. So not picking a side, but where I am going, I talked about those 2 great goalies and the great defense. I like the under 23. I know there's some 23s and a half you can get out there. If you buy the half point at CoolBet right now, I think that gets you to like minus 126 or something like that.
That's not bad at all. That's good value.
Yeah, and I get it. There is some explosiveness to both these offenses here, but I just look at the history of Nick Rose. He's got a 5-1 record against this Oshawa/Albany franchise over the years. Below just below an 11 goals against average. So you know what? Like for me, I could see this game being, a 10-9 final, something like that. So it might get a little bit sweaty near the end, but I don't know. I just trust the defense and the goaltending on both this side to keep this a little more of a tidier game.
I went 11-9. I could see like you say 11-10.
Yeah, 11-9 makes a ton of sense.
So here's I love the under. Like I said, I actually love under 23. So I'm a person who encourages people to take the half point if they can buy it somewhere because obviously you don't want to get screwed either way. But I would be having under 22.5, honestly, because I feel like you said, the defense is if we can trust the offense when we want to. But here's the thing. Toronto's got a couple of rookies they're going to have to break in real game time now. The Firewolves are still trying to hope that Kurtz can bounce back and hope that Dyson takes the step, which he should. Mm-hmm. But then I think it's overshadowed, like you said, by the goalies, by the defense. I don't see a scenario. How do we get over? I wouldn't see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't shock me. But I trust that Doug Jamieson and Nick Rose are going to be coming out here and giving their best. Usually early on in the season, I wish I had the data in front of me. Right. Usually the start of the year, it's the offense that has a little more of the edge. I just think when you look at Toronto, there's a lot of change. When you look at Oshawa, like you mentioned, some youth there as well. The I think we're looking at two offenses that could be within the top 5 in scoring, maybe even the top 4 in scoring.
But not now.
That's at the end of the year.
Yes.
That's at the end of the year.
Love that. I'm on 2 player props in this game. I just want to go. I think we both agree on 1, the Dyson Williams 1.5 goals. Shout out Cool Bet for those, by the way.
Yeah.
He's going to break out.
You're getting plus money on that as well, which I just don't understand. Watching him in preseason, the guy looks confident. He looks bigger, stronger, faster. That overtime winner that he scored against Halifax to shoot through the screen, just even have the range to reach around the defender, use him as a screen.
Effortless.
And also, like, this arena here, he's from Oshawa. He literally is born and raised in Oshawa. His house is 10 minutes away from here. We were talking to him yesterday. He used to come to this arena, watch the Oshawa Generals and John Tavares play. Not the John Tavares. John Tavares is the other one, the hockey player. Used to watch him play junior hockey here in this building. He's been to many concerts here. So he's like, it's a dream come true that he never thought would be. He said, he's like, it's not really a dream come true because you never thought that this could be possible. So he's going to be playing motivated. He's going to have a full section of family and friends here. So there's no way he's getting held to just 1 goal. And then the other one you like, which it's not an official play for me, but Mark Matthews over 5.5. We're going to talk about Mr. Oshawa being Dyson Williams. Well, Mark Matthews was Mr. Oshawa before Dyson Williams was playing. Oh, yeah. He's born and raised in Oshawa. Whitby Warriors legend. Again, he said he's going to have a bunch of family and friends in this building. He's healthy. He told us today or during this week that he gets the shoulder surgery done, which probably he needed it done 12 years ago, which is insane considering this guy is a Hall of Famer. But he said with him taking almost the full season off last year, not playing at all this summer, it's not just the shoulder that got better with the surgery. He said everything is. He doesn't have any lingering injuries, any sort of these, bumps and bruises over the years. They've all healed. He is in the best shape of his career, and he really feels like he has not felt any better. So the fact that we're getting a healthy Mark Matthews, if that shoulder's been bothering him over the last 12 years and he's been putting up that many points, what's he going to do when he's fully healthy? So I like that play as well, Mike. I think you're onto something there.
I'm scared, Pat, of how good he's going to be. Another quick point on him. Well, 2 points I want to make. One is Mark Matthews. He's got the hockey assist being counted as 1 assist on this as well, which I think does matter. I think if he gets 1 goal, hopefully that'll help, which I'm sure he will. But I think he's going to keep on feeding those rookies, man. Keep on feeding them, man.
Well, you bring up a great point because over the last, when you think of a Mark Matthews stat line, you think of like 1 goal and 7 assists or 2 goals and 6 assists. Like he is one of the greatest playmakers the game has ever seen. And as you can see out here in Oshawa, we're getting some snow. Here.
I heard
it
about
is
that,
lacrosse season. So you think about that, but like even watching him in preseason, he's still taking his opportunities to the net when they present themselves. He had that 1 goal in their first exhibition game, I think it was, where he just pulled through the defense and just hammered one on net. But you're right. Like, not only is he going to be a premier piece of this offense, another thing he is in charge of and he's embracing is being the mentor to those 2 other lefties in Kirst and Hiltz. So I think he's going to be feeding those boys all day long. They're going to be shooting the rock. So over 5.5 certainly seems like a good bet.
Under 23 at Cool Bet and over 1.5 Dyson. Love it. Can you parlay the player props?
You can't, but not same games. You can parlay, throughout the entire weekend. Can't do same game props, but we do have a Cool Bet, our exclusive bets or combo cards. So if you do go to coolbet.com, go to the top and a little bit closer to game time, you'll see some same game parlays that you can, piece together some things and hit that exclusive tab. That's where you'll find Teddy and my exclusive parlay. That's where you'll see the loose mesh parlay. Nice. That's where you see the lax class parlay. This week, our parlay is not really a parlay, Mike, but it is an exclusive. Yeah. Plus 95 gold. Hey, it wasn't my favorite bet, but the fans voted on it. Fans voted on it, so you can get that plus 150.
We got so many options here with bets, anyways. All right,
Mike. I don't want to make you upset, but look at all the merch here, man. Look at all the merch here.
That I'm
flying
glad
off the shelves, man. Flying off the shelves.
If it was up to the team, they would have it online. But the fact they could get the merch there, shout out to them anyways. Like,
Yeah, I heard
it's not
they
their
had
fault.
they had their pop-up shop and like it sold out like within hours.
There was
But they
definitely a Dyson jersey too. So like they actually had player jerseys, and I had
That's
never seen those
amazing.
before.
No, there's not too many franchises that do the player jerseys. I know Halifax does it, Buffalo does
Good.
it, but it's great. Yeah, like they've fully
Love it.
embraced this thing, man. They've fully
Good.
embraced it.
Georgia, Buffalo. I know again, folks, their walk around tour. I love this. But Georgia Buffalo is I'm checking DraftKings right now. Georgia at plus 1.5 is actually plus 100. I don't know how many people actually believe it's going to happen. This guy. 23.5 is the total. Is Gamble guy said our first time he believes you don't fade the champs in week 1. How are you feeling?
I said it on multiple programs now. Like it's crazy that we've gotten to a point where Coach Tavares can now go in this locker room and be like, nobody believes in us, guys. They don't think we can win again. Now all of a sudden they're the underdogs because nobody's picking them. Nobody's picking them. And let's be honest, no one should be sleeping on them, but they are. So like they're my pick to win the title because I'm just not going to bet against them again. I'm not going to, I did that last year. Why? Until they prove me wrong, until they don't win the title, I'm not picking them. So if they win again this year, next year, that'll be my pick as well. So, but in terms of today, in terms of this game, they're 2-0 on banner raising nights. Shout out PK from the BCS for throwing that out. The BSC, sorry, yes. Buffalo Sports Collective, go like, subscribe, listen to them. They do some great stuff. He mentioned that. They're 2-0 on banner raising night. So there's always people who say, it's a lot of distractions and a slow start, yada, yada. Well, they've proven that doesn't matter. The other fact of the matter is, man, I don't know enough about Georgia this year. There's too many question marks. A young offense, that young athletic defense, and which Brett Dobson do we see in that? Do we see the Brett Dobson that went into Bandit Land and shut them down last year? Or do we see a Brett Dobson who you have the ebbs and flows? So I don't know there. I trust the Buffalo Bandits more. I think there's a chip on their shoulder. The insertion of Mitch DeSnew, I assume he's going to be good to go. I think that helps that defense transition out. But yeah, just Georgia's offense, there's too many young pieces there. I know they still got Lyle, and I think Lyle is like talking about player props. It's not too late to get on some futures. I would be thinking about hammering his over on goals. He looks locked in. I think there's going to be a lot more pressure on him, to have a big season.
Right.
So, but you still got Shane Jackson, who it sounds like he was a little bit banged up last year, more than we probably even knew. And
That's
Brian
crazy.
Cole's great. But then it's like Carter Page and Caleb Benedict, two great young players, but like unproven. There's just a lot of uncertainty. Nolan Byrne, great junior player, unproven at the next level.
Correct. Against Matt Vince, by the way. Going against Matt Vince.
Like they might be good. They might be good this year. They might prove a lot of people wrong. And this youth movement might be a great move for John Arlotta and the Georgia Swarm. But game 1, banner raising night, going into a sold out building at KeyBank Arena, it just seems way too much for such a young group. It's going to be a lot for them to overcome and go into that building and win that game.
Quick things on the futures. I'm glad you went there with the player props. Because Lyle Thompson had 93 last year. He's at 94.5, at least as far as the ones you sent me before on the Cool Bet player props. If you get rid of Andrew Q and Bomberry, like Brendan Bomberry, shout out Halifax, you stole it from us. No, but I really believe, and I posted a video on my own Twitter. I took it from Lyle's Instagram, which did surprisingly well. Lyle looks locked in. He always looks locked in. I like the over points on Lyle now. I really do.
I do too. I really do too. I think that, like I said, the ball is going to be in his stick even more. Maybe if Connor Kelly does eventually play for this team, then
nice.
That'd be nice. But that's also another righty for him to play with. So the fact they went into this season with only those 3 guys, they don't address it, kind of leads me to believe that at some point we're going to see Connor Kelly. To be quite honest.
Well, they wouldn't make the trade if they didn't know something could have happened.
Well, yeah. I mean, you hope so, right? Because you lose a great player.
You have to know something.
So for me, I'm right with you there. And if Georgia wants any sort of success, I said it last night on OTCB After Dark.
Top 3 or 4 defense.
They have to have a top 3 or 4 defense. They really
I told
do.
that to Gamble Guy too. I was like, they have great point by you. Another thing, Dane Smith, 134.5 points. People think, oh, that's so high total. Dude, I talked about his goals. I like the points too.
Yeah.
You mentioned last night in one of your one of your bold predictions that Dane and Teach, I believe, are the ones you said will go over the record of points.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dane and Josh have a chance to do that.
So do I. That's why when I started, I was like, it'll be Teach or Dane, but I was like, okay, that's pretty bold. I will walk it back and say 2 players will do it, because I do agree. If Dane's putting up that many points, I mean, Byrne's going to be there as well if he's healthy, because
Byrne being healthy is the key for that.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, if Josh is scoring, Dane's touched the ball at some point.
Yes.
And if Dane is scoring, it's coming from the stick, that east-west passing coming from Byrne. So I totally agree. I could see those 2 guys breaking it. I could see Teep, and I could see Teep being in that mix.
I could see Reza Terrence.
The only issue with Reza Terrence is obviously
the assists have to come.
Well, I mean, he had a great assist year last year.
Which is crazy.
I don't think a lot of people realize that, because they just assume, he's a goal scorer. So Reza Terrence is in there because a lot of people are really down and out on the wings, and to be honest, so am I.
Should be. They should
be, because it's a rebuild. They're rebuilding that roster. They're rebuilding the team. It's intentional, right? You heard Paul Day on Lax Class basically say, we tried to go out and get the big names before, and look what it's done. So we're going to build through the draft. We're going to be a younger team this year. I don't think they're going to score, they're going to struggle to score goals.
No.
I think where they're going to struggle this year is defending and keeping the ball out of the net. And that's no knock against their 2 goalies. I love
because Nick Damoon and Deacon are capable.
It's probably one of the best 1-2 punches in the game. But I just think the defense is far too unproven. And I just, on paper, at least, I just don't love that defensive unit. But I do think they can score some goals. With that, you do lose Mitch Jones. No doubt about that. That's going to hurt. But that just presents more opportunity for Brent O'Neill. I really thought Eric Fennell looked awesome in that offense against Toronto in that exhibition game. Him and O'Neill looked really, really good together. So as a dark horse, now that you've understood what we were talking about with dark horses last night, Joe Rez is a great pick, man.
I'm excited. Let's just touch on the I know you I like the Black Bears to win the game. I'm surprised they're underdogs against the Seals. I was like, that's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Also Mammoth Warriors. I mentioned the Gamble Guy about Graham Perro's question, because we know what Malosky said about they did not like the preseason good, and it's good, maybe lights the fire. We know that Mammoth did beat the style of them in the preseason game. And we know that Dylan Ward was amazing last year, despite only having an 8-9 record to show for it. Mammoth could shock the world this weekend.
I really, really feel like that there's a possibility that could happen. No, stop it. I really think that it's a possibility. I said it last night. I said it on Loose Mesh, which will come out, I think, today, they were saying.
There we go.
Vancouver's going to be good. There's a reason why everyone's on them. And I think they'll, like I said, Buffalo's my pick. Vancouver is really hard not to have them as my championship pick or my final pick. I haven't really done a final pick yet, but I have said Buffalo is going to be my winner. But with that being said, obviously Vancouver is in the mix. With that being said, it's going to take a little time for that offense to gel. Sure, they've been coached under Malosky before. Sure, a lot of those guys have been together in Calgary, but then there's some other guys that haven't been there. Keegan Ball is a ball dominant, ball carrying righty. Charlem Beatty's on that left side. There's a lot of mouths to feed, and I think they're going to buy in and they're going to be fine, but it just might take a little while for them to acclimatize. And the other thing is Vancouver against Colorado, one of the most underrated rivalries in the NLL. And whenever those 2 teams play, it's always a close game. It's always crazy. There's fireworks. It's a tough game. We saw a fight between 2 vets. last week. No bombs actually landed, but wouldn't be surprised if we see a fight there tonight. But Mike, honestly, man, it's like I think like the plus 1.5. Do I think Vancouver's going to probably win? Yes. Do I think there's just too much value on plus 1.5, or maybe even thinking about them to sprinkle to win? For sure. But if Vancouver ends up winning and they win by 2-3 goals, am I going to be ultimately surprised? No, but that's why they call it gambling, baby. You see an opportunity and you take it.
By the way, I'll just unveil this now. I do believe Vancouver wins the finals, for the record. I've shown this to you before, but you're not surprised that I haven't.
No, and as you should. Molosky's an unbelievable coach. Their defense on paper is disgusting, and they added more pieces. The offense is loaded. Like,
yeah,
I'll be honest. I know Molosky, said that he's not setting crazy expectations, and he's just worrying about getting better each and every week, which is great. Like, that's just the mental aspect that he has. That's his mindset. That's how he keeps everyone grounded in that locker room. But I'm sorry, if this team doesn't reach the finals, it is a disappointing season.
Correct.
I don't care what he says. I don't care what anyone in that locker room says. From the outsiders looking in, and he doesn't give a crap about that, to be honest. He's being dead honest. He does not give
Good for him, then.
The only time he does care about is if he can use it as motivation to rile up and use that clipboard mentality, the billboard mentality. But, he doesn't care. He genuinely does not care. But with that being said, though, it will be deemed an unsuccessful season if that roster doesn't make it to the final. I'll be honest. They made it to the Final Four last year, and they got better.
Dude, now Del Bianco's got a full offseason with the team. They kept Claridge, they kept Keegan Ball, they kept Beatties, they kept. How do you keep all? Oh, and Grant, for crying out loud, the dark horse.
Yeah, the dark horse for transition player of the year.
I was whatever. Oh, jeez. All right.
We're having fun here, Mike. We're having fun.
Next time you do an OTCB After Dark, or anytime you're on video, please, for the love of Christ, tell Teddy to sit up a little bit.
Sit up? Not be napping? It's after dark, man. The guy was tired.
And the little Modelo break at the end was kind of funny too.
Oh, that was hilarious. No, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I know. That was hilarious. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, Mike. Appreciate you being in the comments, and we're going to be doing it a lot more. Good. Can't really say what the schedule is looking at. To be honest, it was a little more successful than we thought. A lot of people reached out, said it's great. People have been watching back the replay. So we will probably, maybe once a month could be something. Maybe it's more than it. But the next time we do it, we'll definitely have some guests. We'll bring someone on. Maybe Mike, maybe you can make an appearance on. But we're looking to have fun. And I'm just so excited for this season, man. I think the schedule maker's cooked. I think yes, there's a few teams that I would love to see in an opening weekend. But in terms of this game here, the new rivalry, because I'll be honest, there is some bad blood between these two teams from last year, but also it's a bit of a turf war between these two teams. I think some people in Toronto think that Oshawa's stepping on their turf a little bit. And there's been some subtle jabs from the Oshawa side over to Hamilton or Toronto in the media as well. So this is going to be a lot of fun, man. I can't wait.
Have a call with you and Teddy. It's Ashley as well, right, on the sideline?
Yes, Ashley be on the sidelines. Teddy and myself in the booth. I'm actually trying to figure out where Teddy went. Maybe he left me already, but we'll go see where he is.
More Modelo. All right, man. Have a safe time.
No Modelo on game days until after the call finishes.
Correct. Have a good day, Pat. Thanks for the tour, man.
See ya. Oh, of course.
Back recording by. Hey, that was fun. Again, OTCB podcast. That was really fun last night. Let me get to that. That was dumb. Yeah, NL TSN analyst, cool bet country manager, host of OTCB podcast, which is now on YouTube. We're not done though, and I have unveiled my championship pick, but I'll break that down more at the end. When we come back though, we are definitely getting to the Cruise picks and best bets. Who did Joel Watson and Frick have this week, among others? We'll be right back. We're going to wrap it up next. This is Daily Dive.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Thanks so much for watching, everybody, all week long here on Daily Dive. Remember, tomorrow, you will see a big replay of the shows with another Daily Dive marathon. See how long you can last. That's what she said again. Unbelievable. I had just unveiled my championship prediction. There it is. I got Vancouver to beat Saskatchewan in 3 games, and Vancouver will host the NLL Cup. All right. Now it's time for the Crew's picks and best bets. Here are the picks, by the way. Lots of chalk here. Well, not really chalk. Ottawa is the underdog, but I've got Oshawa to beat Toronto. I think Ottawa beats San Diego. I think Buffalo crushes Georgia. I think Vancouver holds on against Colorado. Joel Watson, same as me. Hunter Smith, same as me. But frick, I was shocked that was the only pick that we all had different, was Frick picking San Diego. So I wonder how that's going to go against San Diego's favored. But I feel like in Ottawa, I feel like Black Bears can do enough. I'm not bought into them yet, but I think they could show us a lot if they can beat down San Diego. Brett says, wow, yeah, I agree. This is boring. This part of the show is boring. I was like, come on, man. Come on. Oh, well. Reminder, and we're about to get to our best bets here. Captain had a safe ladder. Here is that. Let me show his hat. I'm so sorry. Captain, who will be in Oshawa tonight with a media pass. He is going to interview some fans. Reach out to him if you see him. He's also going to interview some players after the game. Here's a safe ladder presented by the good people at Elevated Truck and Crane. He said the Warriors money line against Colorado. That, of course, is tomorrow night. $50 to reach 79. That's USD, by the way. I think he goes by Canada dollars, though. It's minus 170. He's doing him via Bet365. His greedy ladder, where he has to do plus odds every week. Step 1 is going to be Rock Firewolves under 23.5, which I agree with. Warriors money line, and that's a plus 191, which 50 to reach 145. The goal, I believe, is to reach $10,000, which is pretty cool. But that's his ladders, and there you see it's a restricted area. But please, of course, bet responsibly. Now, this is the one I think we've been waiting for. You know, I honestly did a very good job with best bets last year. I don't know why I didn't have my record ready with me right now, but the last 2 years I've been feeling very confident. This year is a year of parity, and while I do have Vancouver to win it in the end, here are the Crew's best bets, and we'll read them off to you here. Don't worry about that. Gamble Guy, early in the show, you heard his bets. He thought the Rock could cover against Oshawa. That's at plus. I put plus 20. Oh, my God. Anyways, it's at plus money on. That's so funny. On Cool Bet. So there's that. I will fix that when we repost. That's just sickening. He thought the relocation thing. San Diego, Ottawa, over. That almost made my best bets, but it ultimately did not. But I do love that. Bandits to cover against Georgia. He says, don't bet against the champs. Colorado to cover against Vancouver. And that's his. There's 4 individual bets, by the way, so they don't count as a parlay. You can. I don't recommend. Frick has got the Firewolves money line against Toronto, which is surprisingly all the way at plus 120 on DraftKings. I'm going to check that again real quick. But that's crazy. Yeah, it's still at plus 120. So Frick's getting plus money there. He also did a loose mesh parlay of sorts, but this is like his individual best bets. He went over in that game, which is crazy, fading me and Pat Captain. Like, do what you got to do, man, but best of luck, not. And Colorado, Vancouver, over 21.5. I like that one. I think that game could have a bunch of penalties, as even Pat mentioned. So I love the over in that game as well, even though it did not make my best bets. Now let's get to mine. I've got the Rock Firewolves under 23.5 for everything we talked about with Pat Gregoire and Gamble Guy earlier. I think that Nick Rose and Doug Jamieson are really good. I think that the defense of both teams will step up. It could be physical and slow-paced. And I just think that we're hitting under 23.5. Bandits to cover against Georgia. I love that pick. It's not just funny how I couldn't even give. Is that still okay? Yeah, so those odds did change. I apologize. The best odds on that, again, I will fix these. They change so much, but the best odds are now minus 127 on Cool Bet. So it was at minus 110 when I got it. Obviously, I will not count that now. But I do think Bandits cover. I think they flex their muscles on a team that we don't really know what's going to happen with. Dyson Williams back to the Oshawa-Toronto game. I think he will be disgusting this year. He had a lot of usage last year. That will only uptick this year. And Mark Matthews over 5.5 points. I cannot tell you guys how much the books are going to regret this later this year. I think, and this is a lot of preseason watching for me, but I do believe that Mark Matthews is going to have like 4 or 5 assists, hockey style, like with the secondary. I think he'll reach 8 or 9 points tonight. I'm going to go with 8, but I think it's more than 5.5. So that's my thing on that, and that is our best bets. Now, why do I have Vancouver winning the finals? Just to wrap things up here. Because I think at the end of the year, this team will be locked in. I am on the record saying they have a silly roster, which I don't even know if they can keep it next year with so many guys you have to feed in terms of money, that is. I just think Vancouver is going to get through. And for the record, if you missed it yesterday, I did have Vancouver beating Las Vegas in the first round in single elimination. I have them beating Oshawa in 3 games in the semi, and I have them, of course, beating Saskatchewan in 3 in the finals. And, of course, Saskatchewan takes out Georgia and then Toronto, respectively. So there's that. But I hope you guys enjoy the NLL season. Full disclosure, I will not be able to live tweet the game tonight. I have something to do at work as I try to break into my job. But I'll try to keep an eye on it and make tweets as I can. I will be fully invested tomorrow night, though. Believe me, I will be tweeting a lot. But I hope you guys enjoy the games weekend. Follow us, daily.lex on Twitter and Instagram. The Instagram has been popping. Bunch of reels posted there. Thank you for that. I'm at Michael Karvelis on Twitter. That's where I fire up a bunch of people. Questions or concerns, daily.lex@gmail.com. Or if you want to give us a sponsor, business inquiries, that'd be cool too. All right, folks, like I said, enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Have fun. Give us your NLL hot takes on Monday because Frick will be here to recap it all with me, as he will be every Monday this season. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. See you Monday, 10 o'clock Eastern, right here on North American Talk Radio. Bye.